guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin. All this story would begin in the battle, in which Goku and Vegeta were facing gas. Since even using their doctrines to the maximum of their powers, they weren't able to do absolutely anything against it. They turned out to be some insects, and you're Saiyan. You remind me of a warrior who got into my plans hundreds of years ago by the name of Bardock. Did you say Bardock? Kakarot, this guy has to do with your father since that was his name. Damn, did you even end my father's life? I won't forgive you! Goku and Vegeta launched themselves against Gas, but they weren't able to do absolutely anything. That's right, the difference in powers was abysmal. However, with every blow that Goku received, loud roars were heard all over the place. Such roars over time even began to be heard by each of the 12 universes. Mr. Beerus, are you able to hear those roars? That's right, Whis. I was able to ask to you about those roars. Don't you know who it's about? As far as I've been able to investigate, it's about Mr. Goku, but it is amazing how despite using the Ultra Instinct, he is suffering a beating. Whis, let's immediately go to Earth, since we can't let Son Goku die. Both deities would go to the Earth quickly, while those roars at this point would even be heard by the High Priest, who, at the moment of hearing them, would change his expression to a much more serious and worried one. What? How's this possible? I thought those apes had been wiped out along with their universes. This can't be happening. Daishaken would remember, like a gigantic hand almost ended his life. If not for his wife Mikoshin, who was able to save him at the last moment, he would not have survived, because the power of those Ozarus was a power that surpassed everything existing. I don't have to overlook this. I'll even have to delay my plan to master Zeno-sama's useless mind, but this is much more important. Daishaken would quickly go to where the roars were perceived. Returning to the battlefield, Goku and Vegeta had been completely defeated, but when they were about to die, the Emperor of Evil, Frieza, would appear on the battlefield.
Ho ho ho! They are being beaten up by Saiyans. Don't forget that it'll be me who will eliminate you.
Frieza, what are you doing here? Have you been able to find us?
In case you haven't noticed, the power of this guy is incredible, so I'm sure you can even feel out in this universe. But I was surprised to realize that even your power decreased.
Another worm has arrived, looking for its death.
Ho ho! The worm you're talking about will be able to end your life without you realizing what happened.
Gas, upset by that comment, without thinking about it, had launched himself against Frieza at his maximum speed, but he was surprised to realize that the Emperor of Evil would begin to exchange blows at a speed and even perceived to overcome it. After a few minutes, both appeared, however, Gas was observed with multiple wounds, while Frieza was very relaxed, but Goku was with a face of terror, realizing that Frieza had not agreed to his golden.
Frieza, how'd you get all that power? I can't believe it! As I've told you, Saiyans, I'm a prodigy. I've trained these 10 years, which have passed, and if you're lucky, as you will be the first to observe my new transformation.
Frieza's power would begin to overflow, so much that even Whis' gaze would change since he was about to arrive on planet Earth. Great distortions of energy could be felt. Whose power is this? This power could easily surpass even Mr. Beerus. I can assure you that he is at 35% of the power of an angel. Frieza had been able to access his new transformation, which he would name it as Black Frieza. Everyone present was surprised, while Gas, without caring, the pressure that his enemy emanated would be launched against Frieza, but it would be pierced with a single blow. That's right, Frieza was able to end Gas's life with a single blow. I end the life of Gas in one fell swoop. This is amazing. But Frieza, in the same way, without letting them react, would grant a blow to Goku and Vegeta, despite both being in their doctrines. They were not able to dodge the powerful blow that Frieza had granted them. So they both fell to the ground in their base state, but something very strange was happening with Son Goku, because at the moment, several roars in a row would be heard all over the place, while his power would begin to grow in an incredible way. Hey, Whis, what's wrong with Son Goku? And how is Frieza able to get all that power? I don't have an answer for any of your two questions, Mr. Beerus, but Mr. Goku's power is being raised in such an impressive way that I'm not able to assimilate it. That's right, Goku's body was releasing an amazing power, but for all the 12 universes, a big voice would resonate. Finally, we've been able to crack this seal. We're back. All this would be heard over the 12 universes, which Daishiken would absolutely panic. Damn, they weren't able to be eliminated, but who seals them on Son Goku's body? Is that why he's able to access the Ultra Instinct? Daishiken would arrive, instantly prostrating himself in front of Goku while putting on a very serious look.
Daishiken-sama, please help me. I don't know what's wrong with me, but my body hurts too much. I feel like I'm going to explode.
Of course I'll help you, Son Goku, but the best thing I could do for you is to end your life. Daishiken would throw a great beam of energy, being able to cut off a large part of Son Goku's back, so he would fall to the ground on the verge of death. While Goku seemed to have been knocked out, but a great light would be able to cover his entire body. However, this would only happen in his mind, but was able to observe a large claw.
Where am I? Am I even dead? Daishiken had treacherously attacked me.
Son Goku, you were the seal that tried to keep you, but currently you are considered the bearer of the 12 sacred beasts.
Bearer of the 12 sacred beasts?
That's right. Although currently there's only me left, since I, being the supreme sacred Oozaru, was the one creating the remaining 12 sacred beasts.
I really don't understand anything you're telling me, but I can't do anything since Daishiken's planning to finish me.
Don't worry about that. Daishiken, he's still a kid compared to my. You're still maintaining colossal power, but Son Goku's body's not able to withstand it.
You're right, but this is enough. I just want you to know that the next time we meet, only one of the two will come out alive.
You're very wrong, Sacred Oozaru. I know how dangerous you can become, so I'm not gonna let you escape.
You don't have the ability to stop me. Release of sacred consciousness.
A gigantic Oozaru would be formed all over the place, and with one roar, it was able to shake all the universes. That roar had been a powerful sonic wave, which had left the Great Priest on the verge of death, which, when he received it completely. Damn, I feel like my life's about to come to an end. How was he able to cause me so much damage with a simple sonic slingshot? Daishiken would be knocked out of combat due to the incredible damage he received, so Whis would come to his aid quickly, but he was still surprised.
I can't believe it! How were you able to withstand all that attack? If even my angelic barrier was not able to bear it, even though I used all my power.
Whis was with his Bakulo, was able to help his father recover completely. However, he was still out of combat. Meanwhile, in a very different place, even when it seemed to be outside of the 12 universes, since no present was perceived, Goku would fall to the ground with mortal wounds, while his whole body swelled and expelled too much blood.
Damn, this hurts. Hurts a lot. I don't know what the hell the Holy Oozaru is, but you've left my body in terrible condition.
You don't have to worry. Since you being my carrier, you have to be able to possess the most incredible resistance of any warrior. Goku would begin to recover thanks to the help of the Sacred Oozaru, who was repairing all the internal damage that his excess of power had caused. Meanwhile, in a very distant place, a beautiful woman with black hair, as Night, would realize that the seal had been broken.
Wow, apparently Bayako, the Sacred Oozaru, has been able to break the seal. Or was he able to make the worthy warrior its barrier? This would be very interesting.
The Queen of Destruction would begin to laugh sadistically, remembering she had previously eradicated hundreds of universes with a flame that possessed.
If the Sacred Oozaru returns, that means that we can have fun again like we did before. I want to end every one of the scum of all universes.
Return to Goku, he was mediating due to the incredible damage he had suffered. Meanwhile, on planet Earth, Vegeta was very thoughtful due to the incredible power that Goku had released. Kakarot, what's happened to you? Where have you been able to release all that power from? And why did the Great Priest Daishiken want to end your life? I have a lot of questions. On the planet of Beers, both deities would be walking around the planet while the High Priest recovers from all the wounds caused by the Sacred Roar. Hey Whis, what was the power that Son Goku released? He was even able to get the Great Priest almost annihilated. You are correct, Mr. Beerus, but I have no idea, since the power I released was not able to perceive it, so it must be in another dimension very far from ours. I can't believe that Goku's body is able to withstand the power of another dimension. It was said that even the power of a king at all would explode. But at that moment, the entire planet of Beerus would begin to shake. That's right, because Daishiken had awakened, and when he remembered the Sacred Oozaru, he had released all his power at once, so the planet they were on had blown into hundreds of pieces. Daishenkin's power had been so great, he was able to even make everything around him shake, causing Whis and Beerus to fall to the ground due to the great pressure the High Priest was releasing.
Holy Oozaru, I swear I'll end your miserable life and that of your carrier.
When Daishenkin realized how all the planets of the 12 universes were being destroyed, he would calm down, being able to put all his power back to rest, so he would help Whis and Beerus recover.
Hey Whis, what happened to Son Goku? Do you know where he went?
No, Father, I don't know where Son Goku went, but he shouldn't be very far away, because by using all that power, his body was in terrible condition.
No, Whis, we should not underestimate Son Goku, as he's able to finish us. He possesses the power of the sacred Oozaru.
But Father, what do you mean by the power of the sacred Oozaru?
This is not the time for explanations about the power of the sacred Oozaru. Just know that it is a potential threat to all universes.
Daishenkin would quickly leave to the palace of the Kingdom of Everything to report everything that happened to the great Zeno-sama. Meanwhile, in a place very far from everything existing, Goku would begin to stand up, but something inside him had changed. How long has it been? I feel like I've been sleeping for a long time. But from his aura, a gigantic Oozaru would materialize in front of Goku, so Goku was very surprised because the power that he could feel from that giant Oozaru. What are you? Was it you saved my life?
Apparently you don't remember anything that happened, but I'll help you remember.
The Oozaru of an incredible roar was able to make Goku remember the fight they had against Daishenkin, and how he was able to release the power of the sacred Oozaru. So you're the sacred Oozaru, but how did I become your bearer? I still don't understand that.
Hundreds of years ago, we faced this multiverse for a mission that was entrusted to us, but it was all a trap for the Divine Kingdom.
Flashback. Warriors of incredible powers were destroying everything around them, even being able to endanger the very existence. So the most powerful being of all existing, called the Sacred Oozaru, would come to end this great threat.
But I'm not able to see any warrior. What is this all about?
But with a great attack of energy, they were able to hurt the Oozaru a little, which was off guard, so the whole divine world, led by Daishenkin and Zeno-sama, had launched themselves against him, starting with a great battle. However, despite overcoming him by dozens of warriors, it was impossible for them to contain the supreme sacred Oozaru. So, with an incredible roar, he was able to burst the eardrums of all his opponents. The only ones left standing were Zeno-sama and Daishenkin. However, his power to deal with the sacred Oozaru was very limited. I didn't think you'd have to access my combat form to take down a simple ape like you are. The power of Zeno-sama was increasing in an incredible way, so much so that on this occasion it seemed to be on par with the sacred Oozaru. However, throughout the universes, catastrophes began to occur, and this was not due to Zeno-sama's power release. On the contrary, the power of the sacred Oozaru had been released.
Between my bearer and I, who am the great sacred Oozaru.
Of course we will. You have my full permission. But all over the place, the atmosphere changed quickly, turning a purple color, similar to the energy of the destruction of the gods, but the energy was much more aggressive, since the presence that was perceived was even of another level.
Damn it. Right now the Queen of Destruction's coming. It's not the best time.
Holy Oozaru, long time no see. Do you want to fight with me a little? Since I've been really bored. The sacred Oozaru was not able to say anything, as several runes would appear all over the face of the Queen of Destruction, while in the palm of her hand she carried an incredible power.
Sacred protection!
The incredible energy barrier would be placed in front of both of them, but the power of the Queen of Destruction was unreal, so the barrier was able to barely withstand it.
Long time no see, Queen of Destruction. Of course I'll love to fight with you, but now I have to merge with my carrier completely.
So the seal I give you if it served you, but why would you merge with it? It's much easier and more fun if you end his pathetic life. Goku was unable to move even a little bit due to the incredible power the Queen of Destruction was releasing. That's right, the power she was able to transmit through the air was amazing, so much so that it even left the warrior like Son Goku without movement. What is this pressure? Even though it doesn't hurt me, I'm not able to move a single one of my fingers. But it is unbelievable that you're able to stand in front of me, the Queen of Destruction.
So you really want to give fun to me one more month, please? Since Gensi time, I see plan to master all my sacred power.
Okay, I feel like finishing off all the gods, angels, and kings all together. What fun that will be. The Queen of Destruction would leave the place, but Goku, with a very serious look, would stand in front of the Oozaru. I hope you remember that I asked you that we'll only finish with the beings of the Kingdom of Everything. We'll not finish with innocent beings.
Yes, I know, don't worry. But in order to be able to put our authority over her, we'll have to have much higher power than hers.
Goku and the sacred Oozaru began to unite, becoming one being. Meanwhile, on the planet Beerus, both deities were equally very thoughtful.
Whis, what do you think Son Goku is really the villain of this story?
I'm thinking exactly the same of you, Mr. Beerus. My father and the king at all are not telling us something of the utmost importance.
In this case, we'll have to take a look for the necessary answers.
Both deities will quickly leave in search of answers, since at this time, the Super Dragon Balls had been enabled again. So both deities would gather the 7 spheres, summoning the Super Dragon God Zoma.
You who have gathered the 7 Dragon Balls, tell me, what is your wish?
I want you to give us all the permission about the sacred Oozaru and what happened in the past. Zoma's eyes shone, so at the moment all the knowledge had been sent to both deities through mental power. The Dragon Zoma would rise to the top of the Universe 7 until disappearing, so the Super Dragon Balls would spread again. Lord Beerus, my father and the king of all, does not want there to be beings more powerful than him. That's why they decided to betray the sacred Oozaru.
In that case, Whis, despite not having enough power, I don't plan to let Goku fight alone in this great battle.
Both deities likewise would quickly return to the planet Earth, informing everything to the warriors, but Vegeta would step forward.
I'll go along with them to where Kakarot is, Gohan. You stay on this planet so that you're in charge of protecting it. I trust in you.
Of course, Mr. Vegeta. I'll protect her even with my life.
The 3 warriors left the planet of Beerus, all starting to train, because Whis tried to locate Goku for the 12 universes, but it was in vain. Meanwhile, with the Queen of Destruction, 2 weeks had passed since that event, so I would come again with the sacred Oozaru. But this time, I was a little surprised to observe an imposing warrior with golden fur all over his body, while he destroyed hundreds of planets as if they were simple rocks. Those planets are the so-called sacred planets, planets that have the hardness to withstand the combat of 2 immortal sacred beings. But if you've returned the Queen of Destruction, not only 2 more weeks will we be able to leave this whole place. Now that I'm able to realize that you have much more power, I want to have a fight with you. I want to test the limit of your power.
Okay, just don't go regretting what you've asked, because I'm not going to hold back.
Goku would expel a large part of his new power, with which he would cause hundreds of damages all over the place. Even a golden great light would rise to the top of the whole place, while the Queen of Destruction would form a red aura. I hope you're prepared, as only the Holy Oozaru is able to make me use all my power.
Don't forget that although I only look like a sacred Oozaru, there were a total of 12 sacred Oozarus in my body.
When Goku finished affirming this, he would grant him a powerful blow on the stomach of the Queen, which, despite being with her guardian aloft, it was impossible for her to dodge such an attack.
How were you able to hit me with that incredible power?
The Queen would recover from that blow, and at great speed would throw herself against Goku, who would begin to clash their fists all over the place. So much was the power of both that the same dimension began to crack. Goku, realizing this, would begin to neutralize each of the blows, which would anger the Goddess of Destruction.
Damn it! Are you really that much more powerful than the Holy Oozaru in his prime? This is impossible! It's not impossible, since I, being the bearer of the sacred Oozaru, have the necessary stamina to withstand all its power. Infernal whirlwind! Atomic destruction!
An incredible purple whirlwind would form on top of the Queen, so she would throw it to Goku without thinking twice. But was surprised to realize through the fire Goku would show himself without a scratch.
You'll be a very powerful ally, but to defeat me you'll have to train much harder, since this is not all my power yet.
Goku would clench one of his fists, and at a great speed he would grant her a great blow, which would send her flying, making her fall out of combat. Goku, with his new power, the Sacred Oozaru, would begin to channel all the power that his body was capable of resisting. While the Queen of Destruction was still out of combat, Goku was even able to see a large golden light all over the place he was. But to everyone's surprise, several chains were able to hold Goku's arms.
That's the same thing I thought. Even our own power tries to stop us.
That's because you don't have the sacred Oozaru training. That's why even your body refuses to admit the full power of the 12 sacred Oozarus.
Damn, I want to master all this power. From what I understood, I've been able to master the 11 sacred Oozarus, but I'm missing one, and that's you.
Of course, yes, but you lack me, since the other sacred Oozarus were an extension of my body. For that reason, my power is even greater than the 11 sacred Oozarus combined.
Meanwhile, in the kingdom of the all Daishanken and Zeno-sama were very thoughtful.
This has been a damn trap, and we've fallen like we're all some kinds of kids. I'll have to access my combat status like I did millions of years ago.
The great Zeno-sama would begin to access his combat state, which on this occasion released a much greater power than the last time, because the energy of the 6 eliminated universes had become part of his power.
Zeno-sama's power has increased in an incredible way. I'm sure he'll be able to end that Oozaru's life in one fell swoop.
The true disappearance of Zeno-sama would become apparent. After millions of years, that's right, this was the second time to access his combat state, and it was due to the same warrior from the past.
With this power, I'll end that garbage once and for all. I'm fed up, and I want to have his head on my palace as a prize.
Great Zeno-sama, feeling his power, we have nothing to worry about, because even by absorbing the energy of the 6 eliminated universes, his power has risen much more.
I don't worry about anything. Even if before that Oozaru in his prime wasn't able to do anything to me, what will he do now to me that it's sealed?
That sacred Oozaru, with the passage of time, he'd better call himself the good-for-nothing Oozaru.
Meanwhile, on the planet Beerus, Vegeta was carrying out one of the most difficult trainings of his entire life to be able to do something against the most powerful divine beings of all the universes.
Damn, I'll always be number 2. I want to be much more powerful. I don't want to stay behind anymore.
An incredible roar would be heard all over the place, while the energy of destruction that was directed towards the Prince of the Saiyans by Beerus would be stopped by a simple aura. But something incredible would happen, since Vegeta's body was able to absorb the essence of a god of destruction, so his aura would even change to a purple color, becoming much more destructive. From a powerful roar, Vegeta would grow his aura up to the sky, and at the end, the imposing Vegeta in his doctrine of the Ultra Ego.
Well, I realize that your efforts have been worthwhile, Vegeta. You're not able to control the Ultra Instinct, but you were able to master the Ultra Ego. I don't plan to stay behind anymore, and I'll be the one who traces his destiny. I don't plan to let anything or anyone tell me what my limits are.
Mr. Vegeta, the power that you've achieved is incredible. I'm 100% that you are able to defeat all the gods of destruction with the exception of one.
What is it that you said, Whis? With the permission of one? Don't talk nonsense. The only beings who are capable of defeating me are the angels and that bastards of the kingdom of everything.
It's a pity, Vegeta. You have amazing power, but before the most powerful god of all, you still wouldn't be able to defeat him.
And tell me, Beerus-sama, who's the most powerful god of destruction?
You have it right in front of you. So you want to test 100% of all your power? You better fight with me and show me what you've learned.
I'll never had a chance to fight you since I got the power of a god, so this will be interesting.
Before you attack Vegeta, I want you to use all your power, because if you're like Goku, I'll annihilate you with one blow.
The words of Beerus had released awe-inspiring, which Vegeta's body would notice, so he would begin to tremble.
What the hell is this feeling? I see Beerus as if he were a giant while I was a simple ant.
Vegeta would raise his power to the limit, to have a balance between speed and power, so at the end he'd observe Beerus, who would raise both hands. And signal that attack, Vegeta, a little annoyed with his maximum power, would throw himself against Beerus, who began to exchange millions of blows at amazing speeds. But as surprising as it may seem, Beerus began to bend Vegeta little by little with his incredible defense.
Damn, he didn't even hit me. How am I able to know he's cornering me with his simple defense?
Vegeta would take a little distance, so Beerus at that moment would stare at him.
Vegeta, your power has grown in an amazing way, but it's a pity that you're still not worthy of making me use 100% of all my power. Damn, I thought that with all this power I'd be able to defeat Beerus-sama. No, I'm the Prince of the Saiyans. I'm the mighty Vegeta.
Vegeta, with much more power, which his body was able to withstand, had thrown himself against Beerus. but his speed had drastically decreased, so it was impossible for him to give a blow to Beerus. Returning to Goku, he was thinking how to be able to access all the power of the sacred Oozaru.
There is a way that you'll be able to get your body to accept my power, since it's not able to accept it, because previously it was one that was holding me back.
What's that shape you're talking about?
The Saiyans, like the Ozarus, we're able to increase our powers through pain or anger. That is our energy catalyst.
What is it you want to tell me? Do you want me to suffer or have uncontrolled anger?
It's the only way I can think of. Or we can have real battles. That'd be much more dangerous, and since we don't know if we'll be able to get out alive.
How funny you are, Sacred Oozaru. But if you're the danger you are asking for, I have the right warrior. We will call the Apostle of Death.
Even the Sacred Oozaru seemed to have gone into a bit of panic.
You're crazy. I'd be crazy. Nothing. And no one knows where the Apostle of Death is.
The Sacred Oozaru would remember that look, which did not express any expression. That's right, the Apostle of Death was characterized because of the murderous fist that he was able to bestow. Even the Sacred Oozaru that had faced the Apostle of Death millions of years ago was not able to defeat him.
You know I like destruction, Sacred Oozaru. That's why it's my nickname, the Queen of Destruction. And it's a shame, since I've been able to summon the Apostle of Death.
Goku at the moment was able to observe how a coffin had been formed by a place where they would be seeing a little surprised, but without giving it greater importance, a great whirlwind would enter the coffin.
Wake up, Apostle of Death!
2 hands held the coffin. Coming out of his great long sleep at the moment of leaving, said coffin, an extremely muscular warrior could be observed, which possessed his silver hair very similar to the Ultra Instinct.
Who had been able to wake me from my long sleep? Whatever it was, right now I'm thinking of ending his pathetic existence.
From what I understand, it was the Golden Fur Warrior. It seemed that he wanted to measure his strength with that of the most powerful warrior in existence.
Goku, be on your guard. Don't trust yourself, as this will be the battle to the death. That damn worm doesn't know what a workout is.
I feel you two are exaggerating too much, since I don't feel like I exude a powerful essence.
But Goku's expression would change to a much more serious one when he realized how the Apostle of Death was beginning to approach himself. And with each of his steps, the pressure that was falling all over the place was incredible, so much so that Goku had to raise a large part of all his power, simply to be able to withstand that pressure.
Why are you walking away? Didn't you want to try all my power? Well, this is here in front of you!
The warrior of a great blow in the air was able to cause a powerful fist under pressure, which was able to open a whole chest to Goku, so Goku would spit out too much blood.
Ah! It hurt me! How's he able to hurt me so much in one blow? He's a monster!
In this battle, your body must adapt to at least 80% of all my power. Otherwise, we'll die.
But Goku wasn't able to completely recover because in front of Goku was a few centimeters from his face, the Angel of Death was staring at him. Without Goku being able to react, he was able to receive a direct blow on his stomach. But although it seemed like a simple blow, the power of the blow was overwhelming, that he was able to spit out large amounts of blood to Goku, so he couldn't stand up. He had even returned to his base state, finding himself in terrible condition.
That cursed Queen of Destruction! How was she able to summon that demon? This being, I'm sure, is capable of ending Zeno-sama's life without any effort.
Goku, stand up, because the Apostle of Death doesn't spare the life of any warrior, so you better get ready well.
Goku in a lot of pain, even with most of his bones broken, would stand.
I'll have to access the Holy Super Saiyan from the beginning.
Goku would begin to try to access the Super Saiyan Sacred, but it was impossible for him due to the incredible pressure that was on his entire body. But everyone present was surprised to hear how the voice of the Apostle of Death would resonate through the place.
Don't worry, take your time, because I want to end your life when I'm using 100% of all your power.
This bastard's completely underestimating me, and I'm not going to let him!
Goku, with a little more tranquility, he would try to access the Super Saiyan Sacred God, starting to go through each of his transformations until acquiring his characteristic gold fur all over his body.
I'm ready, but no matter what happens, I'm not gonna die in this place, so get ready!
Goku with his maximum power, and even the power of the Sacred Oozaru at 54% affinity, had launched themselves against the Apostle of Death. But each of their blows were useless, since the Apostle's resistance was hundreds of times more than Goku's resistance.
I hope you're done, since I've let myself get hit by millions of attacks. Now it's my turn.
Goku was not able to move, and would watch as the Apostle of Death would carry a great energy in one of his fists. But to everyone's surprise, the Apostle of Death would fade away, returning everything to normal. I thought you'd be able to do something against the Apostle of Death, since even I have been easily defeated. What the hell was that? Where did he go? The Apostle of Death possesses such great power that millions of years ago the omnipotent gods granted him a curse. A curse? What's that curse you're talking about? The Apostle of Death is only able to rise if the Goddess of Peace is able to bestow a little of her blood in his cursed coffin. But I wasn't able to see any of the other goddesses besides you. Believe it or not, millions of years ago, I was considered the Goddess of Peace and Reminiscence. So I'm the only one to invoke the Apostle of Death at will. Goku would be very surprised by the information that had been released to him. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of the Whole, Zeno-sama along with Daishaken had called a meeting to all the gods and angels in the place. I have to absorb all the gods and angels, as I'm sure the power of the sacred Oozaru must be increased.
But sir, you beat him earlier.
That's right, but the rumors say that the Queen of Destruction is allied with that bastard, so I'm not going to trust myself. I'm planning to end that sacred Oozaru once and for all. The great Zeno-sama would begin to absorb all the warriors he had in front of him. That's right, all the gods agreed with the decision of the King of All, with the exception of the deities of Universe 7, which realized the true intentions of the High Commands. So at one point, they tried to flee, being stopped by Daishaken.
I knew something was going on with you two damn traitorous gods, so you better be ready to surrender all your power to the great Zeno-sama, or you will be eliminated.
Beerus and Whis tried to hit the Great Priest, but the power of their blows were not enough to face the Great Daishaken. However, Whis, being much smarter, would send a mental wave towards Goku. Mr. Goku, the King of All is absorbing all the gods to face you, and as such a Queen of Destruction I inform you, since we are about to die at the hands of the High Priest. Goku was able to receive that signal, releasing an abysmal power. That's right, the power that Goku had been able to expel was so much that this time, even the planet where they were would begin to destroy itself due to Goku's fury. I understand that you want to finish me, dwarf, good for nothing, but I'll not let you finish with my teachers. Goku, at an unreal speed, would begin to move throughout the universe, being able to reach in a few seconds where the deities were, being able to observe Daishaken.
Is it even worth giving your life for that damn monkey? Of course it's worth it. You guys are selfish. You just want to be the most powerful, and if someone's about to reach his powers, you annihilate him.
Daishaken would change his expression to a much colder one, with the intention of cutting the throat of the god Beerus. But the instant he was channeling a little power, a furtive blow would begin to send him flying, being crashed against the entire kingdom of everything, while Goku would approach both deities of Universe 7. Whis, Beerus, I appreciate that you're on my side. You'll not die today since you're under my care. Both deities were surprised to see the new appearance of Goku, but Daishaken at a speed would try to hit Goku. But everyone was surprised to realize how Goku had stretched one of his arms back, stopping the blow of Daishaken. Even the sacred Oozaru was stunned by such an incredible event.
I can't believe it. The ability he has to adapt my powers on another level. He has been able to master 95% of my power, and at this moment he has not used it. It's his own power. He's been the one to be the bearer of the 12 sacred Oozarus.
Goku was very relaxed, so with great pride, he was able to grant him a kick, which would cause Daishaken an impressive damage. That's right, Goku's punch contained an incredible power, which is almost capable of knocking him out of combat. Where's the useless King of All? I want to measure myself against a being of my level, not against a simple guardian that doesn't serve even for warm-up. Daishaken tried to stand up, but it was impossible. Daishaken would use all his power, but Goku's authority was surpassed him by dozens of times. That's right, Goku's power made him kneel before him completely.
This can't be happening. I'm the most powerful guardian of all king. and I possess the greatest destructive power only known below the All-King. Daishinkan felt the weird terror when he noticed how a small sphere of energy was formed in Goku's palm, because despite its diminutive size, the amount of power was radiated was abysmal. I can't believe the power that Mr. Goku possesses now. What kind of training did he do? Whis. Goku's power is unmatched. But do you think he's capable of standing up to the king at all? I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly, Mr. Beerus, because Mr. Goku's power has risen in a way that has never been seen before. The power of the sacred scrolls. This is bad. Ancient combination of the sacred Oozaru. The power of Goku would rise much more, and the Oozaru's fur would be of a purple color. His fur would also change from golden to purple. The power which he was releasing was madness. The whole place was starting to fill with a thunderstorm, which was capable of even almost ending Daishinkan's life. But Gaichi would save him. I don't know who that warrior is, but he was able to save Zeno-sama. His power is even greater than the authentic king of all. I can realize that, Whis, since even Goku's releasing much more power, and that only means one thing, that his opponent this time is formidable. Of a great explosion, it's possible to observe Goku with his new power, which released and absolutely imposing, would begin to walk in front of that warrior who had a large armor all over his body, even on the head of a red. So, you're the warrior who's able to put the useless Zeno in trouble. You're lucky he didn't order me to finish you. I don't mind if I order it or not. I'll plan to finish you, damn worm, since I won't let you get hold of the sacred scrolls. Ha 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 ha! Do you really think you have the power to stop me? You're just a kid if I compare you to me, so you better get over it before I change my mind. Goku, with a great determination, would throw a powerful blow in his face, which to his surprise was not able to do anything to him, but would make him angry in an amazing way. So Goku at this moment had received the most powerful blow in his entire life, falling to the ground with multiple injuries. It hurts a lot. How's he able to hurt me with so much in one blow? Who is this warrior? Gaichi, the annihilating god, a being who's able to give battle to the apostle of death. Goku was surprised to learn that the warrior he had in front of him was able to fight an even match with the apostle of death. Damn. So how do you want me to defeat him? I don't have the necessary power to defeat him. Try to stop him and end Zeno-sama's life, as the king of all is the only one who can access the hold of the sacred scrolls. I understand, although doing that will be throwing a beast at us, but we'll do it, because if he has those scrolls, I'm sure his power will increase much more. Goku would be trying to determine who would begin to exchange millions of blows with the god, but despite trying to end the life of Zeno-sama, Gaichi would not allow it, because he was able to predict every one of his moves. So Goku would take distance and communicate telepathically with Whis. Whis, I'll grant you 90% of all my power, and I'll only distract him. I want you to finish with the king of the whole, so that this warrior will not be able to get the scrolls. But Mr. Goku, your power is so great I don't think I can stand it. Whis, I trust you yourself, since there's nothing greater than the power of self-confidence. I'm counting on you. Goku would transmit 90% of his power to Whis. Goku's power had decreased considerably, since this time he was only using the power of the sacred Oozaru. Ha 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 ha! You have reached your limit? If now I don't possess the sacred scrolls, I have this power. Imagine when I'll get hold of those secrets. It's a shame. That dwarf took all the scrolls to the grave. Gaichi, noticing how Whis' arm was radiated with surprising power, would try to stop him, but it was too late since Whis was able to connect that furtive blow, turning the king completely into ashes, leaving absolutely nothing of it. Gaichi, furious, would try to end Whis' life, but Goku with a big kick was able to move him away a few meters, so he would quickly use teleportation, leaving together with Whis and Beerus. Gaichi, furious, would expel all his power, so even Daishinkan seemed to be turned to dust. Damn it. It was the warrior that Zeno-sama released. His power is so great that I'm not able to assimilate it. Gaichi would control himself, reducing his power so he would watch Daishinkan. You priest, you'll be my subordinate from today. Gaichi would grant him a small portion of all his power, so the great priest felt like an amazing power ran through his whole body. That's right, while for Gaichi it was a small part, for Daishinkan it was the most amazing power that he had ever felt running through his body before. I promise to serve you for the rest of eternity and help you finish the Son Goku dam.
So, his name's Son Goku. I plan to make him suffer in the worst way possible. He'll be begging to end his pathetic life.
Meanwhile, in the dimension of the sacred Oozaru, everyone present had arrived, finding the Queen of Destruction.
Oh, how funny all that was. I was able to watch you fight with Gaichi, and I thought you had died millions of years ago.
I thought the same thing, but he was able to protect Zeno-sama in exchange for the sacred scrolls.
And that's why they finished with a useless Zeno-sama. But now they'll have a lion chasing them since Gaichi won't stop till they're dead.
Don't worry, we'll become very powerful and we're not gonna allow that damn worm to finish us off.
Joining you after millions of years has been the best decision I could have ever made. You've made things very interesting. Goku would immediately begin to meditate to be able to recover all the power he had transmitted to Whis, while the Queen of Destruction would help them heal their wounds and stare at them. I'm not going to get bored in this place. I will be the one to train this angel and this god.
Did you even train us? I don't know who it is, but I'm able to feel an incredible power coming from inside.
For your information, I'm the Queen of Destruction. It will be I who created the energy that you use, the powerful energy of destruction. The Queen of Destruction, being a sadist, would begin to emanate an energy similar to that of destruction. So the most powerful god would try to retain all the energy with your aura. In order to realize what the difference in level was, two powerful energies began to collide. But the Queen of Destruction could be observed with a great smile while Beerus was taking his body to the limit to be able to do something against his opponent.
The power of the Queen of Destruction's incredible! I can't believe it. So this is the oldest power of destruction.
The Queen of Destruction would diminish all her power, but she would flatter Beerus. For a simple god, your fighting spirit is unbreakable, and that makes me proud of you. I promise to turn you both into very powerful warriors. It is our pleasure for us to be trained by someone as powerful as you are. In that case, let's start with the training, since I'm sure Gaichi wouldn't stay with his arms crossed. The Queen of Destruction would begin to train both warriors, while in the Kingdom of the Whole, Gaichi was very thoughtful, while at the moment he would enter his palace.
Mighty God Gaishi, I've been able to pinpoint the location of those damn bastards. Are you sure about what you're telling me, priest? That's right, my lord. I'm completely sure, as I've been able to feel the power of one of my children's traitors. In that case, let's end this war once and for all. To start with our new empire, tell me the location. Apparently they're located in a dimensional rift on the outskirts of the 12 universes. It doesn't matter if you hide inside dimensions, we'll end up with you damn good-for-nothings, especially with you, Goku.
Gaichi, with an incredible power, was able to break the same space, being able to even reach where everyone else was. But to Daishenkin's surprise, the power of both deities has risen in an incredible way.
What? How's it possible that the power of the two of you has risen in such an incredible way in such a short period of time?
Father, this is known as time dilation. While for you it was only a short time, we've been training in this place for months.
No matter what they've trained, they'll be able to beat me, and only one of the two sides will come to this place alive.
Gaichi, the annihilating god. But you know, I have your nemesis. Let's see if you remember the Apostle of Death. The Queen of Destruction would quickly summon the Apostle of Death, who would come out of his coffin in an epic way, observing the first place to Gaichi, remembering the hundreds of battles they had in the past.
Gaichi, the end of your era has led. I'm not going to let you escape like you did in our last battle. What a poor power you have. I'm sure that this time I'm able to annihilate you without any effort. You don't possess any incredible power that you used to possess.
However, while Gaichi was mocking, the Apostle of Death was able to connect a powerful knee to his face, sending him flying thousands of kilometers, while Daishenkin had launched himself against both deities. Your final test has arrived. You'll be able to beat the High Priest, and we will be able to move to the next level. Meanwhile, Goku had been able to completely merge with each of the 12 sacred Ozarus, managing to expand his power in a way never seen before. but he was still assimilating the energy charge because he was not able to completely dominate it, and a simple failure of his power, he was able to make it lose control and even explode.
I trusted the power of my friends. If the Queen of Destruction has summoned the Apostle of Death, they'll give me enough time.
The battle on both sides was very close, but as surprising as it may seem, Gaichi would begin to bend the power of the Apostle of Death the more the battle went on.
What's going on? Weren't you able to finish me off? Your power, instead of growing, started to decrease. You're not the right opponent to face me.
My power? What happens to my body? I'm able to beat this guy, and now I'm not even able to give him an effective hit.
Gaichi, with a powerful blow to his stomach, was able to make him fall to the ground. The Apostle, at the moment of standing up, would spit out large amounts of blood, but without being able to recover completely, Gaichi had thrown a powerful energy laser at him. But the Apostle, with his incredible defense, was able to withstand it, but the laser had created hundreds of catastrophes all over the place.
I don't have the power I used to possess. I've become weak.
But at the moment, the Queen of Destruction would stand in front of him and touch his cheek gently. My darling, how long have you been able to regain consciousness?
But if you're the Sifir, the Queen of Peace, all my life I've been in search for you.
I thought you'd always be in control because of the destruction power you possessed, but apparently Gaichi's punches were able to overcome you. The powerful god Gaichi would throw a powerful attack against both, but the Apostle would quickly turn around, receiving the attack squarely, so he'd fall to the ground.
It's not even the Apostle of Death is capable of giving me battle. I'm the most powerful warrior of all the universes, and of everything existing.
But a hand would touch his shoulder while a surprising pressure seemed to crush him. Gaichi would release a surprising power to be able to counteract the pressure, but despite this, one of his knees had touched the ground.
I won't let you do anything to my subordinates.
Goku, with a powerful blow, which is almost capable of knocking him out of combat, had sent him flying millions of kilometers, walking slowly towards both and stretching out one of his hands.
Don't worry, I'll take care of these worms myself now.
Goku had been able to get them to fully recover, so from a very cold look, he'd observed Daishinken.
You're a pathetic father. You're able to wipe out your own children in order to become the king of everything. Now I'll annihilate you.
But Gaichi would appear in front of Goku, so both began to exchange multiple blows. But this time Goku's power had shot up, which Gaichi had realized because he was not able to grant him any accurate blow.
Damn it, what's happening? The most powerful warrior of all these multiverses cannot be humiliated by a simple Saiyan. He's not a simple Saiyan, as he is the barrier of the 12 sacred Oozarus. It doesn't matter that I'm the carrier. I was always able to give them battle. With a much smaller being, I'd be able to pulverize it.
From what I could tell is that you possess the power to destroy universes with enormous ease, but you're not able to defeat me. How interesting.
Gaichi would pounce against Goku, but Goku, with a very serious look, would connect a powerful blow to his stomach.
You have no chance against Mia, but I'll show you the true power of the 12 sacred Oozarus fused with me.
Goku would start to expel his power. Catastrophes all over the 12 universes were happening, even Universe 7.
Whose power is this? His pressure even seems to crush us.
For all the 12 universes, one could observe a gigantic Oozaru, purple in color, and at the moment of a big explosion, one could observe Goku with completely purple fur.
Gaichi, it's time to end your miserable life. You won't get the sacred scrolls.
The power of this warrior is incredible. How have you been able to ally yourself with him?
Believe it or not, you beat him with incredible ease, but his level of learning is amazing. The battle of both warriors would begin, but from the beginning, the clear difference in power could be observed, because while Gaichi granted 5 blows to Goku, Goku was able to grant him 15 and much more power. So the more the battle went on, Gaichi began to decrease his ki considerably.
You're not the right opponent to measure yourself against me, but I plan to humiliate you so that you take this humiliation to the other world.
Meanwhile, in the Battle of the Deities, Whis and Beerus were able to corner Daishinken, even to the point of Daishinken being on the ground very badly injured.
This can't be happening. I'm the Supreme Beast. I can't be defeated by 2 simple deities from Universe 7. Daishinken, you took the wrong team, and the wrong way. from evil, so we have no choice but to end your life.
Father, it's a pity that our fate has ended this way. Daishinken, before he could say anything, would be evaporated by an incredible attack, which had left absolutely nothing of the same. I congratulate you. In your next training, you'll have to be able to defeat me.
Queen of Destruction, we're not on the same level yet, but I promise that very soon we'll catch up and fight at that level.
Meanwhile, with the Goku of battle, was completely dominating, because Gaichi was no longer able to do anything. However, in his entire body, he was channeling all his power to create a huge explosion, in order to wipe out all the other warriors present.
If I'm not able to beat you with my punches, I'm sure you're not able to withstand an explosion of all my destructive power.
All this he would tell him while he was being massacred by the beating that Goku was giving him.
The time has come to end your cursed life. I hope you're prepared and send a greeting to the useless Zen.
But all over the place, an amazing power was perceived, while the whole place began to be destroyed. That's right, the power that Gaichi had been able to collect was an outrage, so a big explosion could be observed all over the universe.
Sacred protection of the sacred Ozarus!
A very powerful barrier was able to protect absolutely everyone present. Gaichi, he even sacrificed his life and wasn't able to stand up to this powerful warrior. Goku would start walking towards everyone present, but he was able to notice how the whole place they were in seemed to explode.
Master, apparently the explosion of Gaichi was so powerful as to leave in simple ruins the habitat of the sacred Ozarus.
That's bad timing, because if you're not in this place, you won't be able to become much more powerful and you won't be able to live anywhere.
Master, don't worry. We'll be where you are, since you are our carrier, and you'll be our home.
In that case, it's time to go back to the 12 universes and put an order that really serves in this rotten world. All the warriors returned to the 12 universes, in which they realized that there was no god or angel, so everything seemed in absolute chaos. Goku, don't worry. Just like I told you before I was listed as the Queen of Destruction, I was also known as the Goddess of Peace. That goddess, which was called the Goddess of Destruction, would begin to raise a large part of her power, with which hundreds of planets would begin to return to normal, as well as the life of the gods and angels. So everyone was surprised, but Whis, possessing a power equal to or even greater than Daishinken, would take a step forward. Gods and my brothers, I know you must be confused, but at this moment, the pillars Daishinken and Zeno have died, having selfish ideas. That's right, since no good ruler would take the life of his gods. Moreover, you must be a second family. So from now on, the new rulers of the 11 universes will be Beerus and Whis, and like them, we will have a great authority.
As you command, and we're grateful that you have allowed us to come back to life.
And don't worry, but this time go home, because I want to see my family and eat something very delicious. Each of the deities would leave for their respective territories, so Beerus, Whis, and Goku had gone to the planet Earth, in which they all shared a great banquet in celebration of Son Goku's victory.
Kakarot, I want to witness the power of the sacred Oozaru.
It's okay, Vegeta. I don't feel like fighting, because the sacred Oozaru would be able to end your life with a single blow. Goku was able to expel a little of his power, and at the moment, the great silhouette of the sacred Oozaru could be observed by all the universes, just as a great roar would back it up, demonstrating the incredible power that was sleeping in Son Goku's body. At the precise moment that both Saiyan warriors, the shadow creatures, collided their attacks, the explosion resulting from the collision of the attacks left a crater on the battlefield, while a dense smoke obscured the view. Amidst the haze, Goku with a serious but confident expression, and Vegeta, also with a confident expression of having destroyed the shadow creatures with his attacks, stood on guard, ready to face whatever emerged from this smoke. Suddenly, as soon as the smoke dissipated from the battlefield, the shadowy creatures emerged unharmed, floating in the air with an even more intense presence. Their forms twisted, revealing an even darker and more powerful transformation. Now, with eyes glowing with a more intense light, the shadow creatures uttered a great malevolent laugh and moved towards Goku and Vegeta with renowned ferocity. The sky was covered with dark clouds, and lightning intermittently illuminated the scene. The creatures, once scattered, began to converge into a chaotic mass. Their bodies intertwined and merged, creating a monstrous entity that emanated a dark and malevolent aura. The fusion of the creatures was completed with a loud roar, and before Goku and Vegeta emerged, a nightmarish creature. The fused creature had a grotesque figure, with twisted limbs and glowing eyes filled with evil. Its body was enveloped in a halo of dark energy, which distorted the space around it. The ground shook with every step he took, and the waves of evil energy generated chaos on the battlefield. Goku and Vegeta exchanged determined glances. They knew they faced an unprecedented threat. The fusion of the creatures had given rise to a being of incredible power and speed. Goku frowned, clenching his fists, while Vegeta gave a cocky grin.
Kakarot, looks like things have become interesting. I didn't expect to have to face something like this.
Yes, Vegeta, this creature's no joke. We're gonna have to give it our all.
Both warriors raised their ki to the maximum, surrounding themselves with an intense golden and blue aura. Their hair stood on end and the earth trembled under the pressure of their combined power. The fused creature responded with a guttural laugh and advanced towards them with great strides.
Come on, Vegeta, let's attack together and put an end to this!
For once, Kakarot, I agree.
The battle reached its climax as Goku and Vegeta, enveloped in their golden and blue auras, launched themselves towards the fused creature. Every punch and burst of energy echoed through the air, creating a spectacle of flashes and booms. The creature, however, was not easy to defeat. Its agility and strength were astounding, dodging the Saiyan's attacks with ease.
Vegeta, we need to find an opening in its defense! Focus!
I know, Kakarot, but this thing's fast!
The fused creature responded with a ripping attack, sending the Saiyans flying across the battlefield. Goku and Vegeta, however, quickly recovered and stood up with renewed determination.
We can't underestimate this thing! Come on, Vegeta! Let's attack together!
Alright, Kakarot, together we'll defeat it!
Goku nodded and they concentrated their energies into an amazing combined attack. A brilliant flash of light and blue light materialized in their hands, growing with each second. The fused creature, seeing the imminent threat, tried to counterattack, but it was too late.
Kame! Ah! Final Flash!
The powerful beam of combined energy shot towards the fused creature, illuminating the dark battle with its radiance. However, just when impact seemed inevitable, the creature, in the last act of desperation, deployed a dark shield that managed to resist the Saiyan's assault. The result explosion sent Goku and Vegeta flying backwards, returning them to their base form, leaving them dazed and severely injured on the ground. The fused creature, though weakened, struggled to its feet, its malevolent aura flickering, but far from fading completely.
Vegeta, we're in trouble! This thing's stronger than we thought!
Vegeta, however, lay motionless on the ground with visible wounds and his aura rapidly diminishing.
Vegeta! Don't give up, Vegeta!
The fused creature, slowly recovering, calmly approached towards Vegeta with a palpable malevolence in its glowing eyes.
Your efforts are futile. I'm the amalgam of darkness itself. This is the end of you, Saiyan Prince.
Goku, full of rage and despair, stood up and threw himself towards the creature with what was left of his strength. However, the creature, with a simple wave of its hand, unleashed a wave of dark energy that enveloped Kakarot and threw him violently to the ground.
Vegeta, we need a plan.
The fused creature approached Vegeta, lifting him off the ground with one hand. The Saiyan Prince, barely conscious, opened his eyes to meet the cold, merciless gaze of his energy.
Kakarot, do whatever it takes.
The fused creature, with a contemptuous gesture, threw Vegeta back to the ground, leaving him on the verge of death. The battle, which had begun with hope, now became bleaker than ever. With his partner down and his own strength waning, Kakarot faced a strength that seemed insurmountable. Goku, sensing the desperation of the situation, recalled the hermit seeds he carried with him. The moment the fused creature came speeding towards him, Goku managed to dodge the blow swiftly, approached Vegeta and handed him one of the valuable seeds.
Vegeta, Eat this! It'll give you the energy to keep fighting!
At the same time, Goku also consumed one of the seeds. Vegeta, barely conscious, accepted the seed and consumed it urgently. The Hermit Seed acted quickly, healing Vegeta's wounds and restoring his life energy. Flashes of golden light surrounded the Saiyan Prince. As he stood up, his eyes were gaining determination.
Kakarot, don't underestimate me. I can keep fighting.
Fine, Vegeta, but we need something else to defeat this creature. Do you remember the fusion technique?
Vegeta frowned but nodded in understanding. Both Saiyans positioned themselves in front of the fused creature, focusing their energies.
Vegeta, let's do it! Let's merge!
I don't think it'll come to this, Kakarot, but I have no choice.
Both warriors stood side by side, raising their hands into the front and began to concentrate their energies. The atmosphere was filled with a brilliant glow as the two Saiyans merged into a single entity. The resulting figure was a perfect combination of Goku and Vegeta, with a powerful golden aura enveloping their fused bodies. This fusion creature showed signs of unease as it witnessed the transformation. The new Saiyan entity turned to it with a determined look. The fusion between Goku and Vegeta, known as Gogeta, and his Super Saiyan form was now evident. Gogeta, with the combined voice of Goku and Vegeta, said, "Prepare for defeat. We're the fusion of the Saiyans, and there's nothing we cannot overcome." With a unified shout, the Saiyan fusion lunged towards the fused creature with incredible speed and power. The battle between the Saiyan fusion and the fused creature erupted into a frenzy of power and skill. Every move, every blow, every burst of energy shook the battlefield. The earth trembled under the intensity of the confrontation, and the sky lit up with the sparks of energy released during the fight. Gogeta, with the combination of Goku's cunning and Vegeta's determination, proved to be an unstoppable force. However, the fused creature did not yield easily, showing a resilience that defied expectations. Both contenders were at a stalemate, each pushing their limits to the max. Goku and Vegeta, in their fused form, began to feel the need to unleash more power to overcome their more formidable foe. In a moment of perfect synchronization, both Saiyans raised their ki to the limit, and the atmosphere itself began to be distorted with the built-up pressure.
It's time to take this to the next level!
In a dazzling flash, the Saiyan fusion underwent an astonishing metamorphosis. His once golden hair now turned sapphire blue, and his aura took on a heavenly hue. The transformation to Super Saiyan Blue had taken place. The fused creature recoiled momentarily as it witnessed the new form. Shocked by the magnitude of the power unleashed, however, the Saiyan fusion showed no mercy and lunged towards with dizzying speed.
Prepare for true Saiyan strength!
The attacks and counterattacks reached a speed that defied perception. The fused creature, despite its previous endurance, was outmatched by the speed and aggressiveness of the Saiyan fusion in its Super Saiyan Blue form. The battle had not yet come to an end. In a final attempt to resist, the fused creature unleashed its own dark power, enveloping the Saiyan fusion in a spiral of chaotic energy. Gogeta, in response, concentrated his energy to the maximum in an act of rage.
Let's go farther!
The energy surrounding the Saiyan fusion intensified and exploded in a dazzling burst. The bright blue aura became more intense, and the power of the Saiyan fusion increased to unimaginable levels. The sky lit up with glows and waves of energy as the fused creature faced Gogeta's unstoppable strength. However, in an unexpected twist, the creature began to build up a dark and sinister energy, revealing a hidden power.
Your resistance is impressive, Saiyans, but you have not seen my true potential.
The fused creature transformed, its fusion distorting further. A black aura filled with malevolence surrounded its body as its eyes glowed with terrifying intensity.
What the hell is it doing?
The fused creature, now imbued with a new dark power, lunged at Gogeta with surprising speed. Despite Gogeta's formidable strength in his Super Saiyan Blue form, the fused creature seemed to be able to anticipate even more.
Now you'll experience true darkness.
Gogeta sensed the threat, deciding to take his own power to the extreme. In a blink of an eye, he activated the technique, the Kaioken. His blue aura multiplied into a mixture of blue and red, and the intensity of the battle reached levels never seen before.
It's time to put an end to this! Kaioken!
Gogeta's speed and strength multiplied exponentially, and the fused creature was momentarily caught off guard. However, the creature counterattacked with a blast of dark energy that enveloped Gogeta, but he struggled to resist. Gogeta, in his Kaioken state, felt the need to raise his power even higher. Thus, his ki increased, causing the earth to tremble from such immense power, destroying mountains and lifting rocks into the skies. At that precise moment, he disappeared from the sight of the fused creature, appearing from behind and creating a glowing bluish sphere of energy that materialized between his hands.
Final Kamehameha!
The energy sphere impacted against the fused creature with unparalleled force. The resulting explosion lit up the sky, dispersed the creature's dark energy. However, when the light faded, the fused creature emerged once again, albeit visibly weakened.
Do not underestimate my power, Saiyans. I have attained a form beyond your comprehension.
Gogeta, sensing the gravity of the situation, prepared for the next confrontation. The battle, far from over, was entering even more dangerous terrain, with the fate of the universe hanging in the balance in this fierce struggle between light and darkness. The battlefield was plunged into utter chaos, with destructive shockwaves reverberating throughout space. Gogeta, with his combined aura of Super Saiyan Blue and Kaioken, was moving at speeds that defied perception. The fused creature, despite his new enhanced form, was momentarily outmatched by the Saiyan warrior's speed.
Darkness cannot defeat light. It's time to seal your fate.
Though weakened, the fused creature did not give up. With impressive speed, it lunged towards Gogeta, unleashing a series of dark attacks that even defied the Kaioken's speed.
Your light is but a fleeting glimmer. In the eternity of darkness, you will suffer.
Gogeta, with sharp reflexes at precise moments, will dodge the fused creature's attacks. The battle reached an even greater frenzy, with a clash of fists and kicks creating waves of energy that swept the surrounding landscape. The once dark and stormy sky were illuminated by the flashes on the contest. In the beginning of the moment of opportunity, Gogeta channeled the Kaioken to an even higher level. His aura became more intense, mixing blue with red in a dazzling display. Seeing the new burst of power, the fused creature recoiled momentarily, a moment Gogeta took advantage of to gather energy.
This is the limit of your darkness. Prepare for the end.
Gogeta, with unmatched speed, appeared in front of the fused creature, concentrating his energy to a single point. A glowing sphere of energy formed between his hands, but this time, the sphere was not blue, it was a mixture of colors. A fusion of the power of Super Saiyan Blue and Kaioken.
Kaioken 20 times! Final Kamehameha!
The now larger, more powerful energy sphere hurled with impressive speed towards the fused creature. The resulting explosion illuminated the entire horizon, causing the mountains and valleys to be enveloped in a dazzling glow. When the light faded, the fused creature lay defeated on the ground. Its dark aura completely dissipated. Gogeta, with his Super Saiyan Blue form and Kaioken still activated, watched cautiously. The intense battle had come to an end, but the price of the confrontation was reflected in the devastated earth and the wear and tear visible on the Saiyan warrior.
I hope that was enough. This universe can't take any more of this destruction.
With a flash, Gogeta deactivated the Kaioken and returned to his base form. As silence descended over the battlefield, the lingering question was whether the threat had truly been eliminated or if there was still challenges to be faced in the vast cosmos. Goku and Vegeta, feeling that the threat had been neutralized for the moment, separated from the Saiyan fusion. The intensity of the battle had left both Saiyans exhausted, but their attention was diverted to a disturbing reality. In the corner of their vision, they watched as a small dark creature made its way towards where Gohan and Broly were standing.
Vegeta, something's happening! We must get there fast!
Those two are in trouble if that thing gets to them. Let's go, Goku!
Both Saiyans, despite their exhaustion, dashed towards Gohan and Broly's location with as much speed as possible. As they approached, they could see the dark creature getting closer and closer to the two warriors. Gohan, who was training with Broly in an attempt to increase his skills, noticed Goku and Vegeta's arrival urgently.
Dad! Vegeta! Something's coming!
Broly, with his piercing gaze, had also sensed the approaching threat.
Evil creature, we will fight!
The small dark creature, noticing the presence of the Saiyans, stopped advancing and displayed a malevolent laugh.
Your victory was short-lived. This is only the first of many surprises.
Before they could react, the dark creatures split into multiple smaller shadows, surrounding Gohan and Broly with astonishing speed. Watch out, Broly! They're fast and dangerous!
We will fight. We won't let them defeat us.
Goku and Vegeta, arriving just in time, joined the battle. The battle became a chaotic dance of blows and explosions as the Saiyans fought the dark shadows that multiplied endlessly.
Let's finish this quickly. Gohan, Broly, stay strong.
Got it, Vegeta!
Broly, unleashing his titanic power, emitted a wave of energy that temporarily dispersed the dark shadows. However, the dark creature, in a final act of desperation, merged back into a larger, more powerful form.
My shadows cannot be so easily defeated. The real battle has just begun.
The shadow creature, now strengthened and more menacing than ever, faced the four Saiyan warriors with palpable malevolence. Gohan, Broly, Goku, and Vegeta moved into battle stance, facing the shadow creature with determination. Come on, guys! Let's work together and put an end to this menace once and for all! Broly growled in agreement, his power emanating from him with an imposing force. Goku and Vegeta, despite their earlier exhaustion, raised their energies ready for the battle ahead. The shadow creature, with a sinister laugh, lunged towards them with surprising speed. The Saiyans responded with a coordinated assault, launching energy blasts and performing combo attacks. However, the shadow creature was agile and dodged their attacks with ease.
We can't let this thing get away. Concentrate on attacking together.
You're right, Vegeta. If we fight them as a team, we can overcome anything. The four Saiyans synchronized their movements, attacking in harmony. Broly unloaded titanic blows. Gohan used his agility and advanced techniques, while Goku and Vegeta coordinated their energies to create a combined assault. Despite their efforts, the shadow creature proved to be resilient and adaptable. It defended with cunning and counterattacked with fury. In a moment of tension, the shadow creature unleashed a dark glow that enveloped its form, transforming to an even more powerful and monstrous version. It's getting stronger again!
It doesn't matter. I'll destroy it.
The battle intensified as the shadow creature, in its enhanced form, launched waves of dark energy and unleashed more devastating attacks. The Saiyans, however, did not back down. Despite the gravity of the situation, their determination burned stronger than ever. There's no limit to our strength when we fight together! Come on, guys, we can't lose!
This thing doesn't know who it's messing with. Get ready for what's coming.
Gohan, Broly, Goku, and Vegeta channeled their energies to the maximum, shaking the earth under the intensity of their combined power. In a unified act, the four Saiyans raised their ki to the limit and lunged towards the shadow creature with indomitable resolve. The shadow creature, now in its strengthened form, unleashed a dark energy that enveloped Broly, possessing the mighty Saiyan with a malevolent influence. Broly, his eyes now awash with shadows, stood before the other Saiyans with a menacing presence. Broly, I won't let you be used as a puppet. We must save him. We won't let this thing manipulate Broly. Come on, guys, let's protect ourselves and save our friend.
This is getting more complicated than I thought. But no matter, we won't let the darkness win.
The battle began with the shadow creature using Broly's immense power against them. The controlled Saiyans' attacks were fierce, with waves of energy and bursts of ki that challenged even the most experienced warriors. The Saiyans dodged and counterattacked, but the shadow creature took advantage of Broly's brute strength to counter his moves. We must weaken it enough to free Broly! Dad, Vegeta, let's follow the plan and attack in unison! The three Saiyans coordinated, launching a series of swift and powerful attacks. However, the shadow creature moved with agility, dodging most of the blows and countering with blows of its own. Broly, under the influence of the dark possession, was showing superhuman endurance. It's not enough! Broly, fight against this influence!
We must force him to break free. We're gonna give it our all.
In a moment of desperation, the Saiyans decided to raise their powers to the maximum. Goku transformed into Super Saiyan second stage, Gohan advanced his mystical form, and Vegeta unleashed his own power into Super Saiyan second stage. The three Saiyans surrounded Broly, launching a combination of flurry of powerful attacks. Broly, resist! Don't let their darkness consume you! The shadow creature, feeling the combined presence of the three Saiyan warriors, showed signs of weakness. However, in a desperate act, the dark energy intensified its hold on Broly, raising its power even higher and unleashing unbridled fury. We can't give up! We're going to free Broly, whatever it takes! The battle reached its climax as the three Saiyan warriors, Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta, clashed against the shadow creature possessing Broly. The unleashed energy created a spectacle of flashes, explosions, and shockwaves that shook the battlefield. Goku, with his power as a Super Saiyan, moved with astonishing speed, launched energy blasts and accurate punches at the shadow creature. Gohan, in his mystical form, unleashed a combination of fast attacks and advanced techniques, seeking to weaken the dark possession that controlled Broly. Vegeta, in his Super Saiyan second phase form, displayed titanic power, coordinating his attacks with calculated precision.
Broly, listen to my voice! Don't be consumed by this darkness!
The shadow creature, however, resisted tenaciously, harnessing Broly's brute strength and ferocity to counter the Saiyan's attacks. Broly, under the dark possession, responded with unstoppable strength, his attacks more intense and uncontrolled.
We need to weaken that possession! Come on, guys, keep up the pressure!
This dark power won't last forever. We must resist!
The battle grew more frantic. With each passing moment, the shadow creature, sensing the threat of the Saiyans, intensified its hold on Broly, fusing its dark energy with the brute strength of the legendary Saiyan.
We can't back down now! Broly's our friend, and we won't let this darkness control him!
In a moment of perfect synchronization, the three Saiyans focused their energies into a coordinated attack. Goku launched a Kamehameha, Gohan unleashed a Masenko, and Vegeta fired a final flash, all aimed at the shadow creature. The resulting explosion illuminated the battlefield, creating an energy storm. However, when the light faded, the shadow creature and Broly still stood, visibly weakened but far from defeated.
It's not enough! We must find a way to free Broly from this possession!
At that moment, the shadow creature, taking advantage of the Saiyan's momentary weakness, launched a surprise attack, sending Goku and Gohan to the ground. Vegeta, with his rage in his eyes, stood up determined.
Enough's enough! We won't let this thing continue to manipulate Broly.
Vegeta concentrated his ki to the maximum, unleashing a new transformation. His intense blue aura transformed into an even brighter and more powerful hue.
Super Saiyan Blue!
The atmosphere itself seemed to tremble at the magnitude of the transformation. Vegeta, now in his evolved form, launched himself towards the shadow creature with renewed speed and power. Vegeta's transformation in Super Saiyan Blue evolved caused a dramatic change in the intensity of the battle. His bright blue aura flashed with overwhelming energy as he charged towards the shadowy creature and Broly, who was still under his influence.
It's time to put an end to this. Broly, I'll fight to free you from this darkness.
The shadow creature, sensing the threat posed by Super Saiyan Blue, adopted a defensive stance. On the other hand, Broly, his eyes still darkened, prepared to face Vegeta. Vegeta unleashed a flurry of quick and precise attacks, combining punches and kicks with astonishing speed. Each move was charged with the strength of the new form, and the shadow creature was forced to retreat in the face of Vegeta's fury.
Broly, regain control. I'll not allow this darkness to consume you.
Broly, under the influence of the dark possession, responded with impressive stamina. His attacks were brutal and uncontrolled, but Vegeta moved with a dexterity that defied expectations.
I need to find an opening in this possession.
In an act of bravery, Vegeta launched himself directly towards Broly. Their fists collided forcefully, and Vegeta, using all his skill, made precise strikes that temporarily weakened the dark influence.
Broly, fight this! You're stronger than this darkness!
The shadowy creature, seeing Vegeta's resistance, increased his energy and fused even more with Broly. Now the dark influence was more entrenched than ever, and Broly unleashed an explosion of wild power.
You can't stop me, Saiyan Prince!
Vegeta, not backing down, continued to engage Broly. The battle reached new heights as both warriors unleashed their most powerful attacks. Vegeta launched a Big Bang attack while Broly responded with a gigantic charge of dark energy. The collision of energies generated a huge explosion that blanketed the area. After the dust settled, Vegeta lay on the ground, clearly exhausted but not giving up.
I can't lose. My determination's stronger than your darkness.
The battle between Vegeta and Broly, who was possessed by the shadow creature, reached a critical point. The overflowing energy of the confrontation was spreading across the battlefield, distorting the air and creating palpable tension. At that crucial moment, Goku found himself regaining consciousness, stood up, and immediately went to Saiyan's Prince's side.
Vegeta, let's go! Let's give it all we've got!
Goku's transformation into Super Saiyan Phase 2 and joined the fray.
The shadow creature, seeing the arrival of another Saiyan warrior, prepared to face the new threat. Kakarot, you're just in time. This thing has gotten stronger with Broly.
We'll face it together. Broly, we won't let this darkness control you.
The three Saiyans stood in formation, ready to deal with the shadow creature fused with Broly. The intensity of the conflict increased even more with flashes of energy and clashes of fists echoing throughout the battlefield. Come on, Kakarot, let's attack in unison and free Broly.
I got it, Vegeta. Together, we'll free him.
The Saiyans coordinated their attacks, launching a combined blast towards the shadow creature. Despite their efforts, Broly's dark possession was still resisting, fueled by the brute strength of the legendary Saiyan. Broly, under the influence of the shadow creature, unleashed an uncontrolled fury. His attacks were unpredictable and devastating, putting the Saiyans on the defensive. Goku, Vegeta, and the shadow creature continued to exchange energy blasts and powerful blows.
Vegeta, we must break that possession. We can't let Broly fall into darkness.
Roger that, Kakarot. Let's keep attacking together. Amidst the chaos of the battlefield, the fiery aura of the Saiyans lit up the sky, a visual manifestation of their mammoth power. Goku and Vegeta, feeling the weight of the battle, decided to take it a step further. They joined their energies in a symphony of power, a final bid to tear apart the shadows enveloping the evil presence. The shadow creature on the brink of the abyss responded with desperation. It raised its own power and the darkness churned with intensity as it struggled to resist the combined onslaught of the Saiyans. The clash of energies created a cataclysm of flashes and booms, shaking the battlefield to its core. At that critical moment, the energy explosion was unleashed with dazzling magnificence. The earth shook, and the shockwave swept across the landscape, leaving behind a trail of destruction. Goku, Vegeta, and Broly, enveloped in the blanket of the explosion, were momentarily eclipsed by the blinding light and dancing shadow. When the shimmering luminosity faded, the Saiyans found themselves faced with a new scenario. On the ground lay Broly, his figure shrouded in a residual haze of the contest. The dark aura that had consumed him had finally dissipated. Stillness reigned on the battlefield. As the warriors approached with worried looks, the formidable warrior who now resisted, his power darkened, finally silenced.
We did it, Vegeta. Broly's free.
Yes, but this shadow creature's still a problem. We can't let our guard down. Vegeta nodded grimly as they watched Broly, who lay on the ground, slowly recovering from the intense battle. However, at that moment of apparent calm, the shadow creature, cunning and unnoticed, had left Broly's possession to seek a new host. The dark entity swiftly swept into the shadows, unnoticed by the Saiyans, who still assessing their companion's condition. Silently, the shadow creature crept towards Gohan, who had been watching the battle from a distance. Gohan, oblivious to the threat looming over him, felt a shiver run down his spine, just as the shadow creature enveloped him with its dark presence. A momentary flash of its eyes indicated that something was terribly wrong. At that instant, Gohan, with a sudden alteration in his expression, went on guard without warning. His gaze, now posed by the shadow creature, glowed with a malevolence that contrasted with his gentle nature. Goku, noticing the sudden tension, turned towards Gohan, but before he could react, Gohan, under the influence of the shadow creature, moved with supernatural speed. The confrontation with Broly had left the Saiyans exhausted, and the shadow creature, seizing the opportunity, vanished into the darkness along with Gohan. Vegeta, realizing the situation, gritted his teeth in fury. The threat persisted, and now Gohan, a valuable ally, was in the hands of the shadows. Goku and Vegeta, despite their exhaustion, prepared for a new confrontation, aware that the battle had not yet come to an end. The tension in the air was palpable, as Goku and Vegeta, still worried about Broly, with determination, turned towards the place where the dark entity had vanished.
Damn it! Where'd that thing go? I don't know, Vegeta, but we must find it before it hurts Gohan.
The two Saiyans, quick as the wind, rushed towards where Gohan had been standing, their senses alert. The shadow creature, now inside Gohan, emerged from the shadows with a sinister laugh.
Ha 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 ha! Looks like they're not as cunning as they thought. Now I have a new toy for my plans. Get out of Gohan, you damn creature! I'll not allow you to possess my son! Ha! You think you could stop me? My power possesses even more of your combined forces.
Do not underestimate the Saiyans. We have overcome greater challenges than you.
Leave Gohan and face your fate, creature. You'll not be victorious.
The shadow creature, now in control of Gohan, smiled malevolently before responding.
We'll see how long you can resist. Gohan is now an instrument of my will.
The shadow creature possessing Gohan unleashed a burst of dark energy that distorted the surrounding space. Goku and Vegeta suddenly found themselves during a chaotic confrontation, with Gohan now transformed into an instrument of the malevolent entity. The waves of energy radiating from Gohan's possessed figure created an ominous aura that filled the battlefield, defying the Saiyans' endurance and determination. The Saiyans, in their Super Saiyan Blue form, prepared for the impending clash. The shadow creature, using Gohan's body, moved with supernatural agility, dodging the Saiyans' first attacks with grace and malice. Gohan, his eyes now filled with darkness, lunged at Goku with astonishing speed. Goku blocked Gohan's first few blows with difficulty, feeling the enhanced strength and speed of his new controlled son. The fight was intense, each move charged with power and ferocity. Meanwhile, Vegeta positioned himself strategically, assessing the situation, looking for an opening to attack. The shadow creature, through Gohan, unleashed a flurry of attack, which devastating blows that kept Goku on the defensive. However, Goku's ability to adapt quickly to the battle allowed him to counter the attacks and counterattack with his own overwhelming power. Vegeta, sensing an opportunity, lunged at the shadow creature from an unexpected angle. However, the dark entity had sharp reflexes and deflected Vegeta's attack with ease, throwing Gohan against Goku as a distraction. The Shadow creature's strategy paid off, as it took advantage of the distraction to hit Vegeta with a beam of dark energy. Vegeta, although he resisted the impact, was momentarily weakened. The entity, now with a malevolent smile, turned to him.
Damn it! This isn't over, shadow creature.
Goku, reacting quickly, stepped between the shadow creature and Vegeta.
Vegeta, hold on! We can't let this thing divide us.
The shadow creature, enjoying the chaos at its zone, released a dark aura that enveloped both Saiyans. The dark energy sought to confuse and weaken their senses. However, the Saiyans' instinctive connection to Ki enabled them to resist the dark influence. The battle raged in a frenzy of clashing colors and energies. Gohan, controlled by the shadow creature, moved with a mixture of speed and agility that defied the laws of physics. Goku and Vegeta, each focusing on their own battlefront, were trying to coordinate their attacks to free Gohan from the dark possession.
Gohan, fight this darkness! You're stronger than this!
Gohan, though showing flashes of resistance, was caught in an internal struggle between his will and the shadow creature's control. The battle grew more challenging. With each passing second, the shadow creature reveled in its ability to manipulate and corrupt one of Earth's mightiest warriors. Vegeta, recovering from the earlier onslaught, threw himself back into the fray. The shadow creature, however, anticipated his attack and gracefully dodged Vegeta's attempts to strike it. The dark entity counterattacked with a series of precise blows that forced Vegeta to retreat.
You damn shadow, don't underestimate the Prince of the Saiyans.
Goku, seeing his partner's difficulty, raised his power to the maximum. Dazzling energy emanated from his Super Saiyan Blue form as he prepared for a concentrated attack. The shadow creature, noticing the glowing threat, diverted its attention to Goku.
Vegeta, keep up the pressure! I'm gonna concentrate my energy to free Gohan!
Vegeta nodded and increased his offensive, distracting the shadow creature as Goku concentrated his power. The fight reached a new level of intensity, with each move echoing across the vast battlefield. The energy collided, creating shockwaves that distorted reality itself. Goku, eyes glowing with determination, unleashed his most powerful attack. A sphere of glowing blue energy formed in his outstretched hands. Charged with the combined strength of the Saiyans, the spear grew in size and the power as Goku had held it in place.
It's time to free Gohan!
The shadow creature, realizing the threat, moved quickly to stop Goku's attack. Vegeta, taking advantage of the distraction, lunged with renewed fury, looking for an opening to attack. The battle reached its climax when Goku released the energy sphere, ascending it directly towards the shadow creature. The energy sphere burst into a dazzling flash, illuminating the battlefield with intense light. Shockwaves swept through the darkness as Goku's purifying energy sought to free Gohan from the shadow creature's possession.
However, as the light faded and the earth stopped shaking, the shadow creature emerged seemingly unharmed. The dark entity, now irritated, turned to the Saiyans with a twisted laugh.
Is that all you can do? My power is unbreakable.
Goku and Vegeta, despite their exhaustion, prepared for the next assault. The battle, far from ending, dragged on into confrontation of epic proportions. Darkness and light collided in an endless clash, with the will of the Saiyans resisting against the entity that threatened to plunge them into the shadows. The dark creature, after resisting Goku's powerful attack, showed a malicious smile. A dark glow enveloped Gohan, and his body began to tremble with intensity. A guttural scream echoed through the air as the dark entity forced a unique transformation on the Saiyan warrior. Gohan, under the shadow creature's influence, contorted and his body was enveloped in a dark, feral energy. The earth trembled with the intensity of the transformation, and Gohan's figure began to change. Defined musculature, red eyes, a wild gaze, long gray hair, and emerging in the new form, Gohan Dark Beast. Vegeta and Goku, shocked by the unexpected evolution, instinctively recoiled from the overwhelming presence of Dark Gohan Beast. The shadow creature had accomplished what it could not do with Broly, unleash a unique and uncontrolled transformation on Gohan. Dark Beast Gohan, now freed from any hint of rationality, roared skyward, emitting an overwhelming energy that shook the battlefield. His eyes glowed with an animalistic intensity, and his posture indicated that human control was suppressed.
This can't be happening. What did that thing do?
The shadow creature managed to unlock something inside Gohan. This won't be easy.
The shadow creature, pleased with the success of its manipulation, watched the scene with satisfaction.
Now, witness my true power, the Saiyan Beast Warrior. How do you plan to stop him?
Dark Beast Gohan let out a deafening roar and lunged towards Vegeta with impressive speed. Dark Beast Gohan's attacks were ferociously savage, his brute strength and speed surpassing even Broly's most rampaging transformation. Vegeta, using his speed and agility, dodged Dark Beast Gohan's first attacks. However, the Saiyan Beast Warrior's ferocity was unpredictable, and Vegeta was forced to deploy all his skill to stay out of range of the devastating attacks. Goku, assessing the situation, transformed into Super Saiyan Blue and rushed to Vegeta's aid. The two Saiyans fought in tactical coordination, looking to open an opportunity to counter Gohan's savage new form. The battle became a whirlwind of energy, with explosions and crashes echoing across the battlefield. The shadow creature in the shadows continued to manipulate and fuel Dark Beast Gohan's fury. The Saiyan strategy was becoming more and more challenging as Dark Beast Gohan seemed to be one step ahead, anticipating their moves.
Damn it! Gohan Beast is too unpredictable.
We must find a way to free Gohan from this transformation. We can't let the shadow control his true power.
As the Saiyans faced Gohan Beast's fury, the shadow creature watched from the shadows, enjoying the chaos he had unleashed. The situation was becoming more critical with each passing moment, and the Saiyans' endurance was being tested in the face of Beast Gohan's uncontrollable fury. The battle raged on in a titanic struggle between light and darkness, with the hope of freeing Gohan from the influence of the shadow creature hanging in delicate balance. The Saiyans, determined to overcome this challenge, faced an enemy that had managed to unleash an even greater internal threat than before. While the intense battle raged on the battlefield, Piccolo, the Namekian sage, was immersed in his mental training somewhere secluded. His concentration was so deep that he could feel an abrupt shift in ki, a disturbance that reverberated through space and time. A shiver ran down his back, indicating the gravity of the situation.
Something's not right.
The Namekian instantly stood up, his cloak billowing as he focused on the direction of the glowing chaos. The power he felt was not just brute force. It was an amalgam of dark energies that seemed to defy the very essence of reality. Wasting no time, Piccolo prepared to approach this side of the conflict. Back on the battlefield, Goku and Vegeta fought valiantly against Dark Beast Gohan, who moved with uncontrollable ferocity under the influence of the shadow creature. The dark entity, sensing Piccolo's arrival, smirked.
Looks like we have a new guest. This just gets more interesting.
Goku and Vegeta focused on Gohan Beast, noticing Piccolo's presence as he appeared on the battlefield with a serenity that contrasted with the surrounding chaos.
What happened here? What have you done with Gohan? That shadow thing possessed Gohan and transformed it into a wild beast.
We can't free Gohan this way! The shadow creature manipulates his power in unimaginable ways!
Dark Beast Gohan, noticing Piccolo's arrival, turned to him with wild eyes. The shadow creature, enjoying the chaos, prepared for the next act of this heartbreaking play.
Welcome, Piccolo. You're just in time to witness the inevitable downfall of these Saiyans. Don't underestimate the Saiyans or my determination. I'm here to free Gohan.
The Namekian braced himself for the confrontation, deploying his ki with an intensity that made it clear he would not be a mere spectator in this battle. Dark Beast Gohan, fueled by the shadowy influence, roared and lunged towards Piccolo with a speed that defied all logic. The battle became even more chaotic with Piccolo's entrance. His movements were precise and calculated, contrasting with the wild ferocity of Dark Beast Gohan. Goku and Vegeta, aware of Piccolo's strategic skill, adjusted their approach to coordinate their attacks with the Namekian. Meanwhile, the shadow creature watched the battle with a Machiavellian smile, enjoying the confrontation between the forces of light and shadow. The dark entity was determined to prove that its influence was insurmountable. The fight unfolded in a whirlwind of colliding energies, with Piccolo demonstrating his tactical and strategic prowess. Dark Beast Gohan, however, remained a formidable challenge, his erratic movements and uncontrolled strength testing the tenacity of the warriors on the battlefield.
Goku, Vegeta, we need to plan to break the connection between Gohan and that shadow creature.
You're right, Piccolo. We need to attack from different fronts and destabilize that connection.
I'll take care of keeping Beast Gohan busy. Kakarot, you use the connection you have with your son to try to isolate the shadow creature.
Goku and Vegeta, coordinating their efforts with Piccolo's strategic expertise, went on the assault. Piccolo used his wisdom to be able to devise a way to get Dark Beast Gohan out of said possession, while Vegeta unleashed his fury with calculated attacks to keep the beast at bay. As the battle continued, the shadow creature began to feel the pressure of the combined strategy of the Saiyans and Piccolo. The connection between Gohan and the dark entity was under threat, and the shadow creature, despite its confidence, was beginning to show signs of concern. The battle was far from over, but the warriors' resilience was growing stronger in the face of the adversity that loomed over them. As Piccolo continued his mental struggle to free Gohan from the shadow creature's possession, his Namekian senses sharpened. Keen perception led him to identify a small shadow leech clinging to Dark Beast Gohan's lower neck, a detail that had not been evident in Broly's previous possession due to his long hair covering that region.
That's it! The key in this little shadow leech on his neck. We must eliminate it to free Gohan.
Piccolo's revelation attracted the attention of Vegeta and Goku on the physical battlefield. Vegeta, upon hearing this, turned his gaze to the back of Gohan Beast's dark neck and noticed the presence of the Shadow Leech.
A Shadow Leech? That explains why we couldn't free Broly this way.
How do we eliminate it without harming Gohan?
As Piccolo struggled to maintain his mental connection, he analyzed this situation and came up with a strategy.
If we attack the Shadow Leech directly, we might harm Gohan in the process. We need a precise way to eliminate it without endangering his life.
So what's the plan, Piccolo?
Goku, you've mastered Ultra Instinct, but you can only maintain it for a few seconds. We need to take advantage of those brief moments to distract Dark Beast Gohan and allow you to get close enough to destroy the Shadow Leech.
Understood, Piccolo. I'll do my best.
But how do we make sure Beast Gohan doesn't attack while Kakarot's approaching? That's the tricky part. We need to keep Gohan busy and distracted. Vegeta, your attacks must be precise and constant, keeping his attention on you.
I will, but Kakarot, don't make me regret this.
The battle resumed with renowned intensity. Vegeta went on the offensive, attacking Gohan Dark Beast with a series of swift and powerful blows. Gohan responded with ferocity, but Vegeta maintained agile, dodging his attacks while keeping the savage Saiyan warrior's attention. At that moment, Goku concentrated, channeling Ultra Instinct. An aura of flickering energy surrounded him as he activated the powerful transformation. His speed increased exponentially, allowing him to easily dodge Dark Beast Gohan's attacks.
Now, Goku, now's your chance.
Goku in his Ultra Instinct state moved with superhuman speed towards Gohan's rear. The shadow creature, still focused on the fierce confrontation with Vegeta, did not notice Goku's approach.
This is my chance to end this!
With pinpoint accuracy, Goku reached out his hand and touched the small shadow leech on Gohan's neck. The leech, upon being touched by the Ultra Instinct energy, began to fade, emitting a dark screech before dissolving completely. Dark Beast Gohan, losing connection with the Shadow Leech, shook violently as if releasing himself from a trance. Vegeta, noticing the change, cautiously stepped back as Goku returned to his normal state.
What happened?
Kakarot seems to have found a way to free you from that thing.
It was risky, but it worked.
Well done, Goku, but don't let your guard down. This shadow creature might have more tricks up its sleeve.
The immediate threat had been neutralized. The shadow creature, watching from the shadows, moving away unnoticed by the Saiyan warriors, was not about to give up, so the shadow creature set out to return to its master. After the terrifying moment that the Z warriors had experienced, Goku and Vegeta realized that Beerus and Whis were not on Earth. They had disappeared just moments before the shadow creatures appeared on Earth. This is because Daken discovered that Zeno-sama had been killed by his father and immediately summoned all the angels and gods of destruction. In the majestic realm of all, Daken, the high priest, summoned all the angels and gods of destruction of the existing universes. The atmosphere in the hall was unusually tense, and concern was reflected in the faces of those present. Daken, with his usual calmness, prepared to share the disturbing truth he had discovered.
Angels and gods of destruction, the time has come to face a powerful truth. Zeno-sama, our beloved king of all, has been slain.
Silence fell over the hall. The angels and the gods of destruction exchanged looks of disbelief and dismay. No one expected that such a tragedy could occur, especially at the hands of someone so powerful.
My investigation revealed that the one responsible for this abominable act was Zeno-sama's own father.
The news resounded like a somber echo in the room. Everyone present processed the shocking revelation. The omnipresent figure of Zeno-sama, the supreme deity, had been shattered by his own protagonist. Mojito, Sidra's angel, spoke in a worried voice. How is it possible that a being as powerful as Zeno-sama's father could have committed such an act?
That is a question for which I still have no answers. But now we must face the consequences of this event. The stability of the multiverse is in danger.
Arak, the god of destruction of Quitella, asked,
And what measures will we take in the face of this threat? What'll happen to the throne of Zeno-sama?
That is a question we must discuss and resolve. For now, the throne remains empty, and our duty is to maintain peace and balance. But before we make hasty decisions, we need to fully understand the magnitude of this situation.
Beerus and Whis prepared to inform the gods of destruction and angels of all universes about what they had witnessed while on planet Earth with Goku and Vegeta. The hall of the realm of everything was filled with celestial beings, each one expectant and worried about the news they were about to receive.
Attention everyone! We have crucial information to share about the events that have been unfolded.
Before we are summoned here, the father of Zeno-sama appeared on all the planets of the multiverse. Surprise was reflected on the faces of those present. Murmurs and whispers filled the room, as the gods of destruction and angels exchanged looks of disbelief. His visit was not simply to report the death of Zeno-sama. He announced the holding of the tournament that would determine the survival of the planets in each universe. Additional rumors filled the room, creating a constant buzz of concern. The gods of destruction and angels wanted to understand the implications of such an announcement.
He informed the rules of the tournament and the intentions behind such a competition, but it's necessary that we all work together to get answers and face this threat. It is time to join forces and overcome this crisis. The fate of our universes is at stake.
As the gods and angels absorbed the gravity of the situation, in every corner of the hall of the realm of everything, conversations and plans were brewing to confront the mysterious tournament that threatened to upset the balance of the multiverse. Uncertainty hung in the air, but the determination of the divine beings was determined to face the unknown that lay ahead. In the hall of everything, Daken, the high priest, sensed the imminent arrival of extremely powerful entities heading for the different planets of the multiverse. His face reflected seriousness as he prepared to inform all the angels and gods of destruction present of the coming threat.
Gods and angels of destruction, the time has come to face a new and challenging threat. Entities of great power are headed towards the planets of our universes, and their goal seems to be a direct confrontation with the strongest warriors of each world.
the expressions of those present became serious. Aware of the gravity of the situation, Daishenkin continued with determination.
It's crucial that we move quickly to protect the strongest warriors of each planet, regardless of which universe they belong to. The threat we face does not respect universal boundaries, and we must act with unity to preserve the balance.
Vados, the Angel of Champa, raised his hand.
How do you plan for us to move, Daishenkin? We each have responsibilities in our universes.
I understand the complexity of this situation, but the magnitude of this threat requires immediate action. I suggest that every angel and god of destruction move to the planets threatened by this unknown force. We must prevent the strongest warriors from being defeated before we can fully understand our enemies.
Sounds like a sensible plan, Daishenkin. If we all work together, we can protect our warriors and gain more information about these powerful entities. Each angel and god of destruction nodded in agreement, accepting the need to act immediately. They moved quickly to the various planets, casting aside universal barriers in a joint effort to safeguard the multiverse.
May the wisdom and power of each of you guide this effort. Let us not underestimate this new threat. Our duty is to protect the existence of our universes.
With those words, the angels and gods of destruction dispersed, leaving the Hall of All in preparation to face a challenge that transcended universal boundaries and demanded the collaboration of all divine beings. Uncertainty hung in the air, but determination to preserve the balance of the multiverse guided the powerful beings in their joint mission. The angels and gods of destruction quickly teleported to the threatened planets, each determined to protect the strongest warriors on the various planets. In the blink of an eye, the skies lit up with flashes of divine energy as Awamo and Ewin, Cognac and Quintella, Matanu and Geen, Whis and Beerus, and the other angels and gods of destruction headed toward their assigned destinations. The planet Thraxis Nocturne lay peaceful in the corner of the cosmos, its nocturnal luminosity radiating a tranquility that was about to be disturbed. In the vast space, Awamo the angel, with his small book in hand, and his god of destruction Ewin, an imposing figure with a stern gaze, detected the arrival of a shadow creature, a minion of Zeno-sama's father. The creature, shrouded in malevolent darkness, descended with malevolent determination towards Thraxis Nocturne. Ewin, without hesitation, deployed his energy of destruction while Awano stood by, hoping to resolve the conflict without a bath of chaos.
Creature, your darkness will not be tolerated in this realm. Stop your destructive plans.
The shadow creature emanated a guttural growl, its presence emanating an unnatural energy that distorted the space around it. The space battle began with an explosion of opposing forces. Ewin launched destructive beams, while Awamo used his speed to dodge the attacks and assess the situation.
Ewin, this creature's stronger than we imagined. We must be cautious.
I know, Awamo, but we can't let him destroy Thraxis Nocturne. We must give our best.
The shadow creature, agile and evasive, responded to the attacks with dark energy waves that distorted space. The battle spread across the firmament, leaving traces of destructive energy in its wake. Ewin tried to anticipate the creature's movements. However, the shadow creature proved to be agile and adaptive, countering every strategy with an unmatched dark force.
Our conventional methods don't work. Ewin, we need to combine our forces.
I agree, Awamo. It's time to show them the true power of destruction.
Awamo and Ewin merged their energies, creating a flash of light that defied the surrounding darkness. The shadow creature, perceiving the threat, intensified its own energy, generating a collision of cosmic forces that shook space itself. The battle reached a fever pitch, with cosmic explosions lighting up the scene as Awamo and Ewin struggled to contain the darkness. This struggle took place not only on the physical plane, but also on the spiritual one, where the will to protect Thraxis Nocturne was pitted against the ruthless ambition of the shadow creature. The fusion of Awamo and Ewin unleashed a dazzling energy that eclipsed even the nocturnal luminosity of Thraxis Nocturne. The gold and violet glow enveloped the divine couple as they prepared to face the dark threat looming over the peaceful planet.
It's time to show the true extent of our power, Awamo.
The shadow creature, aware of the growing threat, rushed towards them with supernatural speed. Owamo, with his keen perception, anticipated every movement of the creature, allowing the couple to dodge its onslaughts with heavenly elegance.
Keep calm, Ewan. We must synchronize our movements to counteract their darkness.
Ewan nodded and unleashed a series of destructive energy blasts that lit up the space around him. However, the shadow creature responded with amazing agility, dodging every attack with meandering movements. The battle became a cosmic game of strategy and speed. The angel Owamo and the god of destruction Ewan soon realized that in order to defeat this entity, they would need a coordinated attack that transcended the limits of their individual abilities. In a moment of perfect timing, they unleashed a gale of combined energy. Owamo channeled the energy of destruction while Ewan released violent flashes of destruction.
Focus your energy, Owamo. Let's get rid of this darkness once and for all.
Owamo nodded and joined the attack with determination. The fused energy of both angel and god turned into a spear of golden and violet light that pierced through space with an impressive speed. The shadow creature, caught in the torrent of power, let out a heart-rending howl as it was enveloped by the luminosity. The impact was abysmal, generating an expansive wave that shook the cosmos. The darkness that enveloped the creature began to dissipate, revealing its twisted and weakened form. Owamo and Ewan, exhausted but triumphant, stood on guard ready for any eventuality.
We have managed to contain their darkness, but we can't let our guard down.
The shadow creature, now visibly weakened, recoiled before the imposing presence of Owamo and Ewan. The light had prevailed over the darkness in the cosmic corner of Thraxis Nocturne. The divine couple remained firm in their duty to protect the planet that this creature wanted to destroy. However, the battle was not yet over, and the fates of the planets remained uncertain in the vastness of space. After the shocked combined attack of Owamo and Ewan, the space around Thraxis Nocturne was vibrating with the residual energy of the cosmic battle. The shadow creature, apparently weakened, remained suspended in the cosmic void, enveloped in a dark glow that seemed to absorb the surrounding light. The divine couple watched cautiously, aware that the fate of Thraxis Nocturne was still hung in the cosmic balance.
Ewan, something's not right. The darkness of that creature seems to be getting stronger instead of weaker. It seems that our attack has absorbed by her, but it shouldn't be possible. How can he transform our energy of destruction to his own power?
The shadow creature, now surrounded by a more intense aura, began to change its shape. Its twisted figure became more defined. His eyes shone with a malevolent lucidity. The darkness emanating from her was becoming denser, distorting the space around her.
You have underestimated my true potential, angel and god of destruction. Your energy has strengthened me beyond your comprehension.
The divine couple prepared for what was to come next, aware that the threat they faced had evolved. The shadow creature, now empowered by the absorbed energy, charged towards them with renewed speed and ferocity.
We need to be more cautious, Ewan. It seems that every blow we inflict makes her stronger. Understood, Owamo, but we can't allow this darkness to devour Thraxis Nocturne.
The battle resumed with increased intensity. The shadow creature attacked with bursts of dark energy that cut through space, while Owamo and Ewan responded with flashes of golden and violet light. The cosmic dance of lights and shadows painted an epic picture in the vastness of the universe. Each blow and backlash echoed like thunder in space, distorting reality itself. Owamo, with his keen perception, tried to anticipate the movements of the dark creature, but the dark entity proved to be unpredictable. Ewan, with his energy of destruction, sought to weaken the creature, but his attacks seemed to be absorbed and turned into an additional source of power.
Every time we hit her, her power increases. We can't go on like this. We must find a way to counteract his ability to absorb our energy. Do you have any ideas, Owamo?
Owamo pondered for a moment, his angelic mind working in search of a solution. Meanwhile, the shadow creature, aware of its opponent's confusion, took the opportunity to launch a surprise attack. A wave of dark energy enveloped Owamo and Ewan, distorting their perception and weakening their defenses.
Ha 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 ha! Your resistance is useless. I am the embodiment of darkness. His light cannot prevail before me.
The situation was becoming more and more desperate for the divine couple as they struggled to resist the shadow creature's attacks. Owamo turned his attention to the small book he always carried with him. An idea began to form in his mind.
Ewin, I think I have an idea, but we need to synchronize our attacks in a different way. Explain yourself, Owamo.
Owamo explained his plan to Ewin, who nodded in understanding. Both God and Angel prepared to put their strategy into practice. The shadow creature, confident in its superiority, launched into the attack again, but this time Owamo and Ewin were ready to respond differently.
Now, Ewin, combine your energy of destruction with mine in a more controlled way.
Ewin nodded and channeled his energy to Owamo, who in turn merged it with his. Instead of launching a direct attack, they created a sphere of combined light and energy that floated between them.
Do you think this tactic will change the outcome? We'll see.
The energy sphere began to slowly expand, emanating a glowing light that contrasted the surrounding darkness. The shadow creature, curious but confident, watched the development with disdain.
The fused power is not only destructive, but it also has properties that counteract its absorption capacity.
The combined energy sphere, now reaching its maximum expansion, released a wave of light and energy that enveloped the shadow creature. This time, instead of absorbing the power, the darkness that characterized her began to dissipate.
What is this? My power should not be weakened. We created an energy that goes beyond destruction and creation, one that neutralizes the darkness that you're trying to absorb.
The shadow creature, weakened by Owamo and Ewin's strategic counterattack, retreated as the combined energy sphere continued to exert its effect. The light emanating from the sphere began to purify the darkness surrounding the entity, revealing its original form before corruption.
It seems our tactic's working, but we must make sure we contain it completely. We can't let our guard down. Let's continue with the strategy until the creature's completely neutralized.
The space battle continued, but this time Owamo and Ewin had the upper hand. His sphere of combined energy continued to exert its purifying effect, dispelling the darkness that threatened Thraxis Nocturne. With each passing moment, the shadow creature grew weaker. The light of hope began to shine in the corner of the cosmos that was once on the verge of destruction. The shadow creature, weakened by Owamo and Ewin's strategy, retreated into space, its distorted form twisting as the combined energy sphere continued to purify the darkness that enveloped it. In a desperate attempt to regain his strength, the shadow creature began to explore its surroundings, looking for an opportunity to turn the situation in his favor.
My power is weakened here. I need to find a place where darkness prevails.
While exploring, the shadow creature noticed something that favored him. His eyes flashed with malevolent anticipation as he discovered that this world was called Thraxis Nocturne because it was a planet plunged into shadows. The dark entity smiled malevolently as he realized that this planet could provide the darkness needed to revitalize his power.
Ha 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 ha! Thraxis Nocturne, a feast of darkness awaits me!
With amazing speed, the shadow creature launched itself towards the planet, traversing space with great speed. Owamo and Ewin, aware of his intentions, followed closely, determined to stop any attempt by the shadow creature to plunge into the darkness of the planet. As the creature approached Thraxis Nocturne, the darkness of the planet seemed to intensify, as if responding to its presence. The planet's nighttime atmosphere shone with a faint luminosity, offering a fascinating contrast to the surrounding stars.
Ewin, we must prevent the creature from being filled with dark power. If she succeeds, it'll be even more difficult to stop her. Understood, Owamo. We'll not allow the darkness of this planet to fall into the hands of that entity.
The shadow creature descended on Thraxis Nocturne with a terrifying impetus. As she approached, the darkness seemed to take her in, enveloping her with a gloomy welcome. The shadow creature began to absorb the darkness of the planet, its twisted form vibrating with a new energy as it filled with the essence of Thraxis Nocturne.
Ha 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 ha! Yes, this darkness will strengthen me. Nothing can stop me now.
Owamo and Ewin, wasting no time, headed towards the shadow creature, determined to stop its advance before it became unstoppable. The battle in the shadows of Thraxis Nocturne was about to take a very drastic turn.
We cannot allow this darkness to completely corrupt this creature. We must stop her before she becomes invincible.
Your previous strategy was effective, Owamo. Let's keep working together to counter his power.
Deep in the shadows of Thraxis Nocturne, the intense presence of the absorbing shadow creature did not go unnoticed by the most powerful warriors on the planet. Turles, Bardock, Raditz, Frieza, and his brother Cooler felt the darkness increasing around them and, with a mixture of amazement and concern, headed toward the epicenter of the threat.
Something's not right. The darkness in this place is getting denser.
Whatever it is, we cannot let it threaten Thraxis Nocturne. Let's investigate.
The warriors moved nimbly across the gloomy terrain, advancing towards the source of the darkness. As they got closer, the atmosphere became heavier, as if the shadow itself wanted to resist their advance.
The darkness is different. I feel a strange pressure. I'm not afraid of the dark, but this is unusual. Cooler, stay alert.
Understood, Frieza. Let's find out what's going on.
Suddenly, a wave of dark energy erupted before them, revealing the shadow creature that was absorbing the darkness of the planet. His twisted figure and malevolent aura were as evident as the threat he posed to Thraxis Nocturne.
Warriors of this planet, his darkness feeds me. Soon I will be unstoppable.
We won't let you destroy Thraxis Nocturne. Get ready, creature.
The warriors went on the attack, each unleashing their unique power against the dark entity. Turles unleashed his evil aura, releasing bursts of destructive energy. Bardock channeled his Saiyan fury into powerful blows, while Raditz and Cooler coordinated their attacks to create a symphony of destruction. Frieza intensifying the struggle.
This creature doesn't know who he's up against.
Your resistance is useless. Each blow only increases my power.
The shadow creature, powered by the darkness of Thraxis Nocturne, absorbed attacks with defiant ease. Each impact seemed to strengthen rather than weaken it, plunging the warriors into the disturbing reality that they were facing an enemy that fed on its own darkness.
It's not working. He's getting stronger and stronger.
We need to change our strategy. We can't let it absorb all the darkness on the planet.
While the warriors struggled to find an effective strategy, the shadow creature, with its distorted laughter, continued to absorb the darkness, becoming more and more powerful. The Battle of Thraxis Nocturne's survival was at its most critical, and the warriors knew that they had to find a solution before the dark entity became invincible. The dark aura released by the shadow creature enveloped the warriors of Thraxis Nocturne, gradually weakening them. The warriors struggled to stay on their feet as the entity's malevolent energy infiltrated their bodies, obscuring their vital forces.
This is it. Too much.
I can't let that defeat us like this.
The warriors, despite their bravery, were overcome by the darkness emanating from the aura of the shadow creature. At that critical moment, when hope seemed to be fading, a heavenly light pierced the shadows. Owamo and Ewin, the angels charged with protecting Thraxis Nocturne, arrived on the battlefield.
The darkness emanating from this creature is breathtaking. We cannot allow it to take over this planet. Time to show these warriors how to fight true darkness.
The angel spread his wings, and together with the god of destruction, they advanced towards the shadow creature, his presence radiating a luminosity that defied the malevolent nature of the dark aura. As it approached, the dark entities sensed the arrival of divine beings and turned to face the new threat.
Ha 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 ha! More insignificant beings. His light will be devoured by my darkness. Don't underestimate the power of light. Darkness cannot resist the true essence of creation.
Owamo extended his hand, and a purifying light enveloped the battlefield, counteracting the dark effect of the creature's aura. Ewin, on the other hand, deployed the energy of destruction, creating a perfect balance between light and darkness. The shadow creature, for the first time, felt the pressure of forces that it could not easily absorb or resist. The conflict took a turn, and the battle became more intense as the angel and god of destruction faced the dark entity with a unique combination of light and destruction.
The real struggle starts now. We'll protect Thraxis Nocturne from the darkness you represent.
The fight between the angels and the shadow creature reached impressive levels, with bursts of energy illuminating the dark planet of Thraxis Nocturne. Meanwhile, the warriors, freed from the debilitating effects of the Dark Aura, watched the fight, hoping that their planet would not be destroyed. In the dark skies of Thraxis Nocturne, the stage was transformed into a cosmic battlefield, where divine light and malevolent darkness collided in an epic confrontation. Owamo and Ewin, the guardians of this planet, displayed their celestial power with a grace and precision that defied description. The glow of the purifying light emanating from Ewin and Owamo spread across the space, illuminating the shadows that the shadow creature was trying to grasp. Ewin and Owamo's every move was a ballet of divine energy, as they gracefully dodged the dark attacks encountered with unstoppable force. Owamo's wings shone with a resplendent light, like stars in the night, as he invoked the very essence of creation to repel the dark forces rising up against him. By his side, Ewin radiated an imposing presence, with his penetrating gaze fixed on the creature as it defying the darkness itself. The shadow creature, on the other hand, was fighting with an impressive ferocity, trying to resist the overwhelming power of Ewin and Owamo. Their dark attacks were launched like ravenous shadows, seeking to consume the divine light that surrounded them. However, every attack was countered by the impenetrable force of Ewin and Owamo, who remained firm in their purpose to protect the planet. The clash between light and darkness created a symphony of cosmic energy, with flashes of light and bursts of energy illuminating the firmament. The light will always prevail over the darkness. Your power is formidable, but it cannot resist the purity of creation.
You can't stop me. I'm the very embodiment of darkness.
Darkness can be powerful, but the real strength lies in balance, and we represent that balance. Ewin and Owamo continued to deploy their energy with amazing precision, creating light barriers that repelled the attacks of the shadow creature. Every movement of Ewin and Owamo was imbued with a divine elegance and grace, while the creature struggled with a desperate ferocity. Our mission is to protect the harmony of the universe, and that includes protecting this planet from your darkness.
You can't stop me. I'm inevitable.
The shadow creature launched waves of dark energy, but Ewin and Owamo easily repelled them, maintaining an opposing presence in the midst of battle. Every blow of Ewin and Owamo resonated with the force of creation, while the creature struggled more and more desperately. The darkness can be a challenge, but our determination's unwavering. We'll not let you destroy this planet. Your power may be formidable, but it cannot equal the eternal light of the universe. The battle continued with Ewin and Owamo and the shadow creature facing off in an epic clash between light and dark. In the midst of the struggle, Father Zeno silently watched from his kingdom, perceived the magnitude of the conflict. With an imperceptible gesture, he decided to intervene, taking Ewin and Owamo to a mental plane where they could confront the shadow creature in a terrain beyond the physical. In a flash of dazzling light, Owamo and Ewin were transported to an ethereal realm, where the laws of the universe twisted and blurred. Where are we, Ewin? We have entered the realm of the mind, a place where reality is molded according to the will of the observer. Here the real battle be fought in the deepest corners of our being. While Owamo and Ewin were transported to a mental plane by Father Zeno, the shadow creature continued its fierce assault against the warriors of Thraxis Nocturne. Turles, Bardock, Raditz, Frieza, and Cooler, the most powerful warriors on the planet, rose up against the darkness that threatened to consume their home. The shadow creature, imbued with a dark and malevolent aura, hovered over them with an overwhelming presence. He distorted his energy, enveloping everything around him, tearing reality itself apart, and threatening to plunge the planet into an abyss of chaos. We won't let you destroy our home, shadow monster!
We, the warriors of Thraxis Nocturne, are not afraid of the dark.
We have faced much greater dangers than you, creature.
We will fight together to protect our world.
The shadow creature launched a powerful dark attack towards the warriors, but they responded with relentless ferocity. Turles, his eyes shining with determination, unleashed a shower of destructive energy, summoning the very essence of nature to channel it in a torrent of energetic attacks. Their powerful attacks cut through the darkness with devastating precision, creating dazzling explosions that lit up the planet's night sky. Bardock, with his fiery ki and indomitable spirit, channeled his energy into a powerful attack. His fists were burning with a searing intensity as he launched a concentrated burst of energy towards the shadow creature, challenging its strength with its own. Bardock's attack resonated with the determination of an invincible warrior, willing to give everything for the protection of his world. Raditz and Cooler, united in battle, joined in a coordinated assault on the shadow creature. With fluid and coordinated movements, they launched bursts of energy from different angles, creating a barrier of attacks that surrounded their enemy. The shadow creature struggled to defend itself against the combined onslaught of the two powerful warriors, but its resistance was challenged by the determination and skill of Raditz and Cooler. Meanwhile, Frieza, with his golden form glowing with a golden aura, was preparing to unleash his full power against the shadow creature. His eyes shone with a cold and calculated determination as he focused his energy on a devastating attack. With a graceful and precise movement, Frieza unleashed a burst of golden energy that swirled with unparalleled destructive power, threatening to envelop the shadow creature in a mantle of fire and destruction. The battle escalated as the warriors of Thraxis Nocturne bravely faced the darkness that threatened their world. Every blow, every burst of energy echoed through space, creating a spectacle of destruction and determination. Meanwhile, on the mental plane, Awamo and Ewin were engaged in a metaphysical struggle against Father Zeno, an omnipotent entity whose presence radiated an aura of indescribable power. Ewin and Awamo, aware of the gravity of the situation, desperately sought the intervention of Father Zeno to counter the threat of the shadow creature. However, to their surprise, Father Zeno solemnly informed them that they could not intervene directly, since the balance of the universe had to be kept intact even in times of crisis. Awamo and Ewin, although unhappy with Father Zeno's decision, understood the importance of respecting the laws of the cosmos. With determination, they plunged even deeper into the metaphysical struggle, using all their ingenuity and power to find a solution to the crisis unfolding in Thraxis Nocturne. As a confrontation on the mental plane reached its climax, Awamo and Ewin found themselves face to face with the imposing Father Zeno. His figure radiated an indisputable authority, but also an aura of mystery that aroused restlessness in the Ewin and Awamo. Awamo, with his usual serenity, broke the tense silence that filled the ethereal space. "Father Zeno," he began in a firm but respectful tone, "could it be you that... were you the one who sent the shadow creatures to destroy the planets?" Father Zeno, with an unflappable expression, nodded slowly. "I did it for the good of the universe," he replied calmly. Although his voice resonated with a power that shook Ewin and Awamo, sometimes drastic measures must be taken to preserve the cosmic balance. Ewin, with a flash of indignation in his eyes, could not contain himself anymore. "But that doesn't justify the chaos and destruction you've unleashed," he exclaimed, his voice echoing with unshakable determination. "There are other ways to restore balance without resorting to violence and darkness." Father Zeno observed the god of destruction and his angel with a penetrating gaze, as if he were evaluating their words and their posture. "Your compassion is admirable, but sometimes it's necessary to sacrifice a few pieces to save the entire board," he said in an enigmatic tone. Awamo and Ewin exchanged determined glances. Although they respected Father Zeno's authority, they knew that they had to follow their own principles and convictions. With courage, they prepared to challenge the omnipotent being in front of them, willing to fight for what they believed was right, even if it meant facing the divinity itself. The air on the mental plane was charged with tension, as Awamo and Ewin prepared to face Father Zeno. Their divine auras collided in a show of titanic forces, as Ewin and Awamo prepared to challenge the supreme being in front of them. Awamo, with his heavenly book in hand, looked at Father Zeno with determination. "Father Zeno, although we respect your authority, we cannot allow you to continue with this destruction," he stated firmly. "We'll fight for peace and balance in the universe, even if it means standing up to you." Father Zeno, with an impenetrable calm, nodded in recognition. "Your courage is admirable, but you will not be able to stop me," he replied calmly. "The fate of the universe is in my hands, and I'll do whatever it takes to preserve its balance." Without further words, the battle began with a burst of divine energy. Awamo unleashed his celestial power, summoning rays of light that he threw against Father Zeno, while Ewin threw waves of energy with determination. However, Father Zeno showed impressive resilience, deflecting every attack with surprising ease.
The fight went on for what seemed like an eternity, with Iwan and Iwamo and Father Zeno trading punches and counterpunches in a cosmic dance of power and skill. Every movement was imbued with a supernatural force, while the mental plane trembled under the intensity of his conflict. However, as time passed, Iwamo and Iwan began to feel the weight of their opponent. Father Zeno's power was overwhelming, and every blow Iwan and Iwamo received weakened them even more. Despite their bravery and determination, it seemed that they were fighting against an impossible-to-defeat force. Iwamo, panting from the effort, looked at his companion with concern. "Iwan, we can't go on like this," he admitted sincerely. "Father Zeno's too powerful for us." Iwan, though exhausted, nodded determinedly. "I know, Iwamo, but we can't give up," he replied firmly. "We must keep fighting, for Thraxis Nocturne, and for all beings in the universe." With a final effort, Iwan and Iwamo gathered their forces to launch a final attack against Father Zeno. However, the Supreme Being easily overcame them, deflecting his power with a contemptuous gesture. Father Zeno looked at Iwan and Iwamo with a mixture of admiration and regret.
They're brave, but their struggle has come to an end, he solemnly declared. Accept your defeat and let fate take its course.
With a resigned sigh, Iwamo and Iwan surrendered to Father Zeno's overwhelming strength. Although they had fought with all their heart and soul, they knew that they could not defeat the Supreme Being in front of them. Father Zeno, with a compassionate look, looked at them benevolently.
Rest now, my brave creations, he said gently. His bravery will be remembered throughout the universe.
Father Zeno, with an unflappable expression, extended his hand towards the exhausted Iwan and Iwamo. In an instant, a powerful burst of cosmic energy emanated from his palm, enveloping Iwamo and Iwan in a dazzling radiance. Iwan and Iwamo screamed in agony as Father Zeno's energy enveloped them, feeling every fiber of their being torn apart under the relentless power of the Supreme Being. Their bodies, imbued with divine light, were slowly consumed in the maelstrom of energy, fading little by little into the ether of the cosmos. Iwamo and Iwan fought with all their might to resist the cataclysm that engulfed them, but it was useless. The power of Father Zeno surpassed them in every respect, and they were soon reduced to mere shadows of their former glory. With the last gasp, Iwamo and Iwan exploded, leaving body parts all over the mental space, dissipating into cosmic nothingness while their essence merged with the universe. At that precise moment, we return to the earthly plane, where the fierce battle between the most powerful warriors of Thraxis Nocturne and the shadow creature was reaching its climax. Bursts of energy and thunderous crashes echoed in the air, while Bardock, in the middle of the combat, glimpsed Iwamo and Iwan, who were lying unconscious on the ground, enveloped in a halo of divine light. Surprise and dismay were reflected on the faces of the warriors, who momentarily stopped their frantic struggle upon realizing the situation. Bardock, his eyes wide open, watched in horror as Iwan and Iwamo's bodies began to shake, emanating flashes of energy that increased in intensity with each passing second. A tense silence enveloped the battlefield as everyone watched the scene in disbelief. Suddenly, a heart-rending explosion echoed in the air, making the earth and sky tremble. Bardock and the other warriors were thrown back by the force of the explosion, protecting themselves as best as they could from the shockwave that was spreading around them. When the afterglow of the explosion faded, what was left was a smoking crater where Iwamo and Iwan once stood. The warriors slowly stood up, stunned by what they had just witnessed, as the shadow creature, now shrouded in an even denser darkness, prepared to lash out again before the protecting warriors of Thraxis Nocturne. Bardock clenched his fist determinedly, feeling a mixture of sadness and fury burn inside him. He knew that they must continue the fight, not only for the honor of their planet, but also in memory of the brave fallen guardians. With a war cry, the warriors rushed into combat again, determined to avenge the loss of their comrades and protect their home from the darkness that threatened to consume it. After the devastating explosion that killed Iwamo and Iwan, the warriors of Thraxis Nocturne gathered in a circle, still stunned by what had happened. Bardock, with a gloomy look, broke the silence with a grave tone.
Damn it! What the hell just happened?
Charles, frowning, shook his head in disbelief.
I don't know, but we can't let this sacrifice be in vain. We need to get this thing over with once and for all.
Raditz, with his fist clenched, furiously nodded determinedly.
You're right. Awamo and Ewin gave their lives to protect this planet. We cannot disappoint his sacrifice.
Frieza, with his usual impassive expression, spoke in a cold and calculated tone.
The death of Ewin and Awamo should not be in vain. We must unite and concentrate our efforts on defeating that shadow creature.
Cooler, with a serious look, added determinedly,
We are facing an unprecedented threat, but if we fight together, we can overcome it. Let's do it for the honor of Thraxis Nocturne, for the legacy of our brave comrades.
Bardock nodded solemnly, his jaw tense with determination.
So, are we in agreement? We'll fight together until the end and avenge our fallen.
The warriors nodded in agreement, sharing a look of determination and unity. With their hearts filled with determination, they prepared to face once again the darkness that threatened their home. As the warriors prepared to face the shadow creature again, a fierce determination burned in their hearts. Turles, feeling the energy of the battle, was the first to unleash his power.
It's time to show them our true power!
With a powerful scream, Turles wrapped himself in an aura of energy. Her dark hair turned golden and her eyes shone with a dazzling intensity. The energy of the Super Saiyan emanated from his being, infusing strength and determination into his entire being. Raditz, inspired by Turtle's example, followed suit.
It's my turn!
With a burst of energy, Raditz's dark hair bristled, turning golden just like his brother's. His ki increased dramatically, emanating a commanding presence that filled the battlefield. Seeing the transformation of his comrades, Bardock also joined the fray.
I can't stay behind!
With a battle cry, Bardock unleashed all his power. His fiery aura enveloped him in a higher golden glow. His energy increased to astronomical levels, propelling him towards a higher form of his race. Frieza, observing the transformation of the Saiyans, did not want to be left behind.
The time has come to show my true strength.
With a burst of energy, Frieza transformed into his golden form of maximum power similar to 100% full power. His body radiating a golden glow. His power multiplied several times, turning him into an unstoppable force that rivaled the sunlight itself. Cooler, feeling the energy surrounding him, decided to join the fight with all his might.
It's time to unleash my true potential.
With a flash of energy, Cooler transformed into his metallic form, his body glowing with a metallic luster. His stamina and power increased exponentially, making him an invincible force that would defy even the gods. With their transformations complete, the warriors of Thraxis Nocturne once again faced the shadow creature with renewed determination and a power that eclipsed any darkness. In the skies of Thraxis Nocturne, the battle continued as the transformed warriors faced off against the shadow creature, a being whose dark power threatened to devour everything in its path. With each of the warriors unleashing their full potential, the cosmos trembled under the force of their epic showdown. The golden aura of Turles, Raditz, and Bardock, combined with the imposing presence of Frieza and Cooler in their transformed forms, formed a dazzling spectacle in the night sky. Energy flickered around them, lighting up the darkness with golden and silver flashes as they prepared for the final showdown. The shadow creature, sensing his power of his adversaries, emanated a rumbling roar that echoed through the planet. His dark form seemed to twist and distort as he prepared for the final assault.
It's time to end this once and for all!
With a battle cry, Turles lunged forward. His speed increased by his Super Saiyan form. The shadow creature responded with an onslaught of dark energy, but Turles nimbly dodged it, moving with astonishing speed across the battlefield. Raditz and Bardock followed Turles' lead, attacking with relentless ferocity. Their blows echoed in the air, each one charged with the strength of his determination and the desire to protect his home planet. The shadow creature's attacks were swift and fierce, but the Saiyans deftly dodged them, responding with even more powerful blows.
Father, let's keep the pressure on this thing. We can't let it destroy our home.
I know. We're not going to allow this monster to destroy Thraxis Nocturne. Our power is more than enough to end it.
That's right. You taught us to fight with courage and determination. We'll not back down before this creature is destroyed.
Take this!
The shadow creature dodged Bardock's attack with agility, launching its counterattack with its sharp claws.
Careful, Father!
Don't worry about me. I'm more than ready for this.
And take this too!
Raditz's attacks hit the shadow creature hard, but it quickly recovered and counterattacked with a surge of dark energy.
Damn, this thing's tougher than I thought.
We can't give up now. Our planet depends on us.
You're right. Let's show you what we're capable of.
The two Saiyans launched into the air attack once more with renewed determination. Their blows echoed in the air, each one charged with the strength of his determination and the desire to protect his home planet. The shadow creature, although resistant, was overcome by the ferocity of the Saiyans. Turles, with his golden hair flowing behind him, launched a quick series of precise punches, each one carrying with it the power of his transformation into Super Saiyan. His movements were fluid and graceful, as if he were dancing around his enemy, dodging every attack with impressive agility.
There's no escape for you, monster. Your darkness can't compete with the power of the Super Saiyan.
With a battle cry, Turles lashed out at the shadow creature, striking with overwhelming force. Every blow resounded in the air, shaking the battlefield with its power. The shadow creature was fighting desperately, but its attack seemed weak compared to Turles' ferocity. Meanwhile, Raditz and Bardock were continuing their assault on the shadow creature. Their attacks were coordinated and precise, each complementing the other in a deadly dance of destruction. The shadow creature found itself increasingly cornered, unable to cope with the combined might of the Saiyans.
Come on, Father. We know we can stop this thing.
I know, Raditz. Let's keep pushing until there's nothing left of this creature.
With renewed determination, the two Saiyans redoubled their efforts, launching a series of devastating attacks against the shadow creature. Each blow echoed in the air, carrying with it the weight of his determination and the desire to protect his home planet. Frieza and Cooler were watching the battle intently from a distance, their cold gazes evaluating every move of the Saiyans and the shadow creature. As the fight intensified, they noticed with increasing concern how the shadow creature began to gain more strength, releasing a dark energy that threatened to destabilize this situation.
It seems that the things are getting more complicated than I expected.
Yes, the shadow creature seems to be gaining ground.
If we don't intervene soon, we could face an even more dangerous situation.
With a cold determination, Frieza and Cooler exchanged a glance before heading towards the battlefield. His presence made itself felt immediately. His overbearing aura flooded the area as they prepared to face the shadow creature.
Looks like we need to intervene before things get out of control.
I agree. We cannot allow the shadow creature to wreak more havoc on our planet.
With surprising speed, Frieza and Cooler launched into action, deploying all the power in an effort to contain the shadow creature. His attacks were precise and devastating, each blow carrying with it the weight of his determination and the desire to protect his home. However, the shadow creature was not going to be easily defeated. With a thunderous scream, he split into 4 separate beings, each one darker and more malevolent than the last. The earth trembled under their weight as they advanced towards the warriors, ready to unleash their fury on them.
It seems that this creature has more tricks up its sleeve than we thought.
It doesn't matter. We have our own tricks.
Well, guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now, without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.